And which one's the one that the missing person's closer, right?
It's closer, yes.
So I go ahead and pick up the missing person one and stare at it inquisitively and say that we would be honored to apply our services to this adventure.
She says, well, you can do your services all you want as soon as you pay for the contract. 25 gold.
And it doesn't say until I pay. I don't know what the reward is for this, right?
That is correct.
Okay. So I go ahead and well, I mean, just you never know, right? It's like you buy this and you get this. So
loot boxes, even in D&D.
Right.
D&D loot boxes.
So
Get your legendary sword now.
And say, as a reject, I'm sometimes confused by simple things like gold transactions. And again, I'm giving her a smile. I'm giving her a smile, and I say, so are all contracts 25 gold, or is there any way that this one could be purchased for a lesser?
She says, no, all contracts are 25 gold.
Oh, and I say, oh, well, that makes sense. That's good. That's good information to have. So I go ahead and give her 25 gold for the missing person.
Okay, she takes it and walks back, through the door to the back. A few seconds after that, you see that the clerk that they were helping, the two halflings, gets up and walks to the back too. You see the two of them making lewd jokes and cracking up with each other. And
the halflings?
The two halflings right at the other table.
Do I have an idea of what they're making the lewd jokes about?
Well, I mean, it's pretty not safe for work, so whatever your imagination gives you that's a dirty joke for a halfling in medieval Europe, that's what they're doing.
And so are they making it about the people in the room or just in general?
No, they're just basically telling raunchy jokes at each other, and they think it's really funny.
So I'm looking in their general direction with mildly annoyed, but nothing beyond that.
All right, so the young woman that was helping you comes back, and she hands the contract. And when she comes out of the door, at the same time, the other clerk comes out. So they they both come out of the door at the same time. The second clerk walks over to the two halflings, and as she's handing the contract to you, you hear the main louder one of the other one goes, "Wait, what?" And he turns to you and he says, "Hey, ugly, that's our contract."
So he's saying that, and so I look over my shoulder. Stupidly, right? Like just kind of trying to be, obviously being kind of ignoring him.
He said, "Hey, ugly, I'm talking to you. That is our contract." And you hear the other clerk say, "Hey, Wilner, not in here. Don't make a mess." He goes, "No, I know I'm not going to get you into trouble, but that is our contract. I expect you to give it to me."
And I look at the contract that am I holding it in my hand, or does the clerk still have it?
Nope, it's in your hand. Both of the clerks seem pretty nervous too.
Okay. And I say, well, friend, I seem to have purchased this contract before you. If you'd like to buy it from me for the usual price plus interest, I'm interested in that sort of transaction.
He kind of smirks. He goes, "A negotiator. I like you even for an ugly halfling." It's all right. Here's the deal, bud. I'll pay for half, and we fight for it. Winner takes it. And you see the one clerk says, "Wilner, not in here." He goes, "I'm not going to do it in here." And he turns back to you. What do you say?
So you're going to pay me half cost right now.
And we'll fight for the contract. 1-on-1, winner take all.
And so I'm kind of like looking at this guy and sizing him up a little bit. Doing an insight check here, which didn't do very well.
Natural one. Ouch.
Yes.
Well, I mean, you don't need an inside check to, he has a short sword and a pretty nice shield. He is wearing a chain shirt. He's definitely carries himself with an air of confidence. Very sure of himself.
So I look at he said his, and I said Wilner, is it?
What, you've never heard of Wilner?
I can't say that I have.
Well, you won't forget me after our fight, my friend.
Well, now, Wilner, do we have to fight? Must we fight?
Well, no. You could just give me the contract, and everybody will know you're a coward. But I'll have my contract back.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that I might be known as a coward, but I'm short in stature, as you see, and not really worried about being known as a coward. But I also must say, Wilner, that I don't understand why you think it's your contract.
I said because I said it's my contract, and I'm deeply offended as a fellow halfling, albeit not as ugly as you are, that you are okay with us being known as a coward.
I look at him and I say, well, Wilner, that's because I'm not a halfling. I'm a gnome. And as a gnome, you should, I look at someone like yourself and I think to myself, why are you so tall, yet so stupid?
Make an intimidation check.
Not good.
You're better at intimidating people when you're a bear.
His smile goes from his face. Well, my small, ugly friend, before I was just going to have a bit of fun with you. But I need my contract.
Merrick's the only one there, too. He doesn't have any backup.
Nope, this guy does. He has his silent friend behind him.
Right. And so I look at Wilner and I say, Wilner, I'm very confused as to why you've decided to pick on little old me. I'm a little guy. I'm in here trying to get a contract. In fact, my first contract. And, I understand that you want this contract, but I've decided that, I haven't even looked at it yet. And I'd like to keep it now because you want it so bad.
Make an athletics check.
Athletics.
Uh-oh.
Is that acrobatics?
With your dexterity, not your training. Oh yeah, acrobatics will work too.
Because I do have a dex check too. I can just roll the dex. What should I do here?
It's a skill, so athletics and acrobatics are both skills.
Oh, I have acrobatics. I have athletics. I'm gonna roll with athletics. There we go.
Yeah. Roll whichever one's higher. Ooh. Ooh.
Okay. Before you can react, he reaches out and grabs the contract. You can make a strength check to try to hold on to it, or you can let it go.
What's the contract made out of?
Parchment, just a paper.
But it's like animal parchment, like it's durable shit, or it's like paper?
Nope, it's just regular paper. Probably thicker than what we're used to, but just regular paper.
So to do a strength check, I need to roll a d20.
Yep.
And I have a strength, so I get the +1, so that's a 16.
Okay, so he before you can react, he reaches out and grabs it, and now you're both holding on to it. And at this point, his friend comes back to him and goes, Wilner, you're going to get us into trouble. Not here. And you hear the other clerk go, yeah, Wilner, not here. You don't want to lose your token again.
Again.
And I look at him and I say, Wilner, we've discussed. If you like this contract, it's 30 gold.
He goes, and I've discussed. If you don't meet me at the hall tonight, I'm going to come find you. And he lets go, and the two halflings walk out the door.
And so I turn to look at the two clerics and I say, so what have I just gotten myself and my company into?
The one woman that was helping you just kind of... Oh.
Your voice went away.
Can you not hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear.
I can hear you now. I'm sorry.
There we go. Okay, cool. The woman that was helping you kind of shakes her head and walks away, and the other guy goes, That's Wilner. He might be the best swordsman we have registered here at the company.
And so
He's
He's
one of Merritt's boys, one of the Mastiffs.
One of Merritt's boys?
Yeah, one of Merritt's boys.
Merrick's or Merritt? I'm sorry.
Merret, Merritt. One of Merritt's boys. He's a Mastiff.
And I look at him and say, Mastiff, like quizzically.
That's the name of their company, Merritt's Mastiffs.
Merritt's Mastiffs. And I say, I ask, have they been in your employ long? Have they been taking contracts long?
Well, the registry hasn't been around too long, but they're one of the older companies, yes.
And I go ahead and I ask him, "What do you mean about meeting him at the hall?" I'm not sure where the hall is.
The hall is the company's tavern that's out in the shanty town. And you would remember when you guys walked through the shanty town,
Mm-hmm.
the tent complex that had the roasting chicken and didn't smell like waste everywhere, actually smelled good, and the people inside were all fat and well fed and having a good time and well armed and armored.
Yep.
That's the hall.
That's the hall. Okay. So I say okay, and I say, "Is there any advice that you can give me?"
Give him the contract.
Simple enough. So he wants me there that evening. Is that correct?
He said tonight. Yep.
Cool. So I decide to take my leave and head back to Amon to tell him about the wonderful situation that I've got us into.
All right. Amen. Merrick has arrived back. You have.
Don't come in.
1 minute, please. Eamon, you have just finished attuning yourself to your fancy new sword. And Merrick tells you the mess that he got himself into.
Hello?
Robot Jeremy, there he is.
Robot.
Sorry. All right, give me the details.
Details are the ones that you listened to, and
No,
someone
I was
named-
referring to my sword.
Oh, it's a +1. It's a +1 sword.
Yeah, whatever. Sorry
That's
about
it?
your problems.
It's
Tell me
+1
about
I don't
this
care that
sword.
you're about to get killed. The
I
sword.
don't know if it was cursed.
Well, to be fair, you have no idea.
Oh, you're a dick. Why am I friends with you, Brian?
I don't know. You've been around too long to get rid of me now.
So he's attuned to the sword, but he doesn't know what the sword does.
No, the curses don't reveal themselves until they reveal themselves. If there was any features of it that was non-cursed other than +1, he would know about those features.
Oh, okay.
So it is either a regular old +1 short sword, or it is a +1 short sword that is cursed and you're not sure.
Okay. Good to know. All right. So you fill me in on the details.
Mhm.
All right. What do you want to do about it?
I guess one thought that I have is that we could go seek out our good friend. Sir Torald.
Not a bad idea.
Because if Wilner is the greatest swordsman in the Registry of Skilled Companies, and Sir Torald happens to be one of the greatest swordsmen. Seems that we're in his patronage, and he's a noble that seems like he might be willing to come with us.
Might be up for a rousy game of sport.
But before we do that, I'd like to read the contract, because
yeah.
if we're gonna go fight a bunch of people about a contract, I want to make sure it's worth all of the all the fuss we're about to create.
Okay, it
Brian,
basically.
depending on what you say here, I might say I called it.
The contract is to investigate a missing man south of T.O.R. And to get the details, you need to visit a minister in T.O.R. named Lawanda.
Lawanda?
Lawanda.
Lawanda, a man named Lawanda. Okay.
No, a woman. Woman named.
Woman. Minister named Lawanda.
Wonder.
This is where we find out the name and hit the man's name, all that, you mean?
The
Right, she'll give you
info,
the-
how
she'll
much
give you the
money.
deeds. Oh,
Where?
right. Well, yeah, exactly. All that stuff. She'll give you the deeds.
I say we keep it.
All right. So if that's the case, then I say that we head off to go find Sir Torald. So would he still be at his hotel? I mean, it's getting
Well, I
towards
mean, that would
the
be the really only place that you guys have to look.
Mm-hmm.
So we go there.
You go and you ask the proprietor of the rug maker, and he says Sir Torald is not on the premises.
And I look at the rug maker and I ask him if he has any idea where Sir Torald is currently.
He says, unfortunately, Sir Torald does not report his whereabouts to me.
Doesn't even ask.
He seems to be telling the truth.
And I ask if
He also seems like he doesn't care.
right. And I ask him if he knows where Cathus is.
The daughter. He says, once again, Sir Torald does not report the whereabouts of his family to me either.
So so we thank him for his time. Is there like would Sir Torald have his a horse or anything stabled here at the rug maker?
Sorry, say that one more time.
Would he have a horse or anything stabled at the rug maker?
No, the rug maker wouldn't have stable services. Probably would be at the place you guys have your stuff stabled, because you guys have your horses stabled in the town as well.
Okay, so I leave word that we're looking for him and would like to see him this evening if he has the time.
Well, by the time Eamon would be done, it would be close-ish, late afternoon, let's say. So you're getting close-ish to evening.
Okay.
We'll
So-
let him know where we're going to be at, which is at Hall.
The hall. Yeah, I'll be at the hall in the shantytown.
All right.
And that his services with a that we require his special skills at the hall.
All right.
But before we do that, we head over to where our stuff would be with the stables and whatnot to see if his horse is there, or see if he's milling about his horse or any of those things.
You do not see him there, and the stable master doesn't seem particularly keen on giving you information about his clientele.
Okay. Do I notice if his horse is there? The horse we rode him.
You don't see it, but you also weren't, you can't see everything in there, so you weren't really in a position to check out everything. But there's like an outside area and an inside area, and you don't see it in the outside area.
Okay, so it's not obvious it's
Right.
there. So I look at the stable master, and we give him the same information that we're headed to the hall, and we'd be happy if Sir Torald, if he happens to see Sir Torald, that we'd be happy to see him there.
And he holds out his hand and says, "I'd be happy to pass the message along."
I'll give him a silver piece.
He pockets it and walks along his way.
Okay. And so I look at Amon and say, is there anything else we should do before we head out?
No, but I do recommend maybe we go in separately so they don't maybe not so much know we're together.
And I agree with him, and I do say, Amon, I do want to make one stop before we go, so I want to bring Wilner something. And I run to the sweet shop and get go and pay for some donuts to bring. Not really donuts, actually. Let's go with some nice muffins.
All right.
To bring with me to the thing, and I want to carry it in a basket. So I pay Carly for a basket and bring it along with me.
All right. So you guys pick up a basket of muffins and head through the northern gates, through the stink and waste and disaster that is the shanty town, up the north road to the hall. And just like you saw it before, full of adventurers, laughing, live music, nice smelling food, and very obviously in the middle of everything in the outside is a group of halflings with the aforementioned Wilner and his companion, as well as a dwarf, the first dwarf you guys have really encountered here. And they all seem to be drinking and eating and having a merry time.
So I walk up and I'm just jovial. Like I'm not afraid. I'm not anything. I just I walk in and say, Wilner, my good friend, and I put down the muffins there in the middle for his friends. I say, I brought you all dessert.
You see him turn, and his mouth is like almost on the floor, and everyone like kind of the room stops a little bit. Like in the old westerns where the guy walks in and everyone's like, "You." And Eamon, are you with him or are you?
Yeah, I'm with him. Why not?
All right. And after a moment, he gathers himself and he turns to the dwarf, and he says, "Thori, this is the ugly halfling I was telling you about." And they all start cracking up, and he jumps off the stool because it's pretty tall for him. He's a halfling, and he goes, "I am very surprised you had the gall to show up here."
Not just the gall, I brought you muffins. Like, I hold him up, make sure he understands I got the muffins.
He looks at the muffins, he says, and everybody in there starts dying of laughing. He's like, "You actually brought us muffins."
And I said, well, yes, that's what I thought that was an appropriate thing to do. We were going to have a conversation, and when I come to a conversation, I like to bring sweets.
Make a charisma check.
Was that like a persuasion or just charisma?
Well, unless he's proficient and it's the same thing. Are you proficient in?
I'm not proficient in persuasion, no.
And once again, he kind of stares at you blankly for a minute, and he just starts dying. He's got like tears coming out of his eyes. He's laughing so hard, and he's like, I can't even be mad." And he grabs a muffin. And he goes, "Why don't you come join us at the table? What's your name, friend?" And he's got his arm around your shoulders.
And I said, my name is Merrick, and this is Amon.
He pays zero attention to the guy to Amon behind you.
Okay.
He pulls up a stool. He goes, "Get my new friend Merrick here an ale." And the serving person goes, and when you guys walked in the main tent, that's where they had like temporary wooden stands with the tapped kegs on them. Half of them were empty, half of them were full, waiting to be tapped. They serve you a nice chicken with some roast. And these guys, there's 7 halflings. You notice around back there's 7 large mastiffs tied to the fence. And these guys are just exchanging stories of all the things that they've done and telling dirty jokes and having a good old time. And he's definitely he's an arrogant SOB, but he does not seem to give a rip about that contract anymore. He was just so freaking blown away that this guy brought him some freaking muffins that he decided to buy you a beer.
And so I swapped some stories with him, and explained some stuff about being from up north and how I'm down here, looking at trying to understand the southern people. And I compliment on his wonderful dogs, on his mastiffs.
Yeah, those are our rides. You notice there's 7 halflings and 7 mastiffs.
Nice.
And I certainly smile at that, and just make jovial conversation with him.
Yeah, and what you get from these guys is you're gathering that there's basically no shortage of work for any of these guys to do. And although it's a hazardous profession, as long as you're not dead, you're making a lot of money. These guys are doing pretty okay for themselves. It's a little bit of a stark contrast to you step 5 feet outside of this kind of adventurer's tavern, and it's just abject poverty and disease and starvation. But everybody in here is doing well. Everybody in here is at least comfortable, probably wealthy or even more off. And the other impression you get is the kind of running joke they did in Family Guy, like when you're in prison you find the biggest baddest guy in the room and you beat him up, and that's how you make your statement. Well, Wilner is the biggest baddest guy in the room. He's the guy that everybody takes the cues from, and he introduces you to his boss, Merritt, who's much quieter. He seems to get a kick out of kind of sitting off to the side a little bit and just watching the merriment.
And that's his other friend. The other guy, what was the other guy's name?
The guy that was just with him, but not.
Mm-hmm.
But we never said his name. His name was Tanad. Nope, I lied. That's the wrong one. Vinrich. And other than Aemon gets largely ignored, you have a pretty good time. You probably drink a little too much, eat some good food, have some good company. And
while this is going on, I'm just listening in and trying to pick up any tidbits on how their company operates and any kind of,
Sure. Yeah, well, there's a lot of stories going on, and it's a little bit of a bullshitter theater, so it's hard to tell what's true and what isn't. And the reality is, it's probably a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B. You know, most of the stories are probably based in fact and then embellished a little bit. But the Mastiffs are definitely successful, and they kind of are the big dogs, but of the adventuring guilds here.
So cool. So, so at this point, as the evening kind of draws to a close, I thank Wilner for, such a great opportunity to meet him, and that I look forward to talking to him, spending time with him again.
He shakes your hand, and a little slurredly and not quite on his feet good, he said, "Merrick, I'm going to tell this story forever." And he kind of staggers off.
I'm gonna tell it right forever.
So I look at Amon and shrug, like kind of give him like a, I got us out of that one. And
I just smile and just kind of roll with it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys ride back to the Fool in the Cup, I assume?
Yes. And go to sleep.
All right. Are you riding off first thing in the morning to catch up with your friends the next day?
That would be Wednesday, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It would be.
That would be my plan. I of course ask Amon. I explain to Amon what the other two are off to, and ask if he wants to go that way, so we can also go find Lawanda.
So 2 questions then. One, you guys do have an extra horse stabled here, because you had the one that you would have taken from the wagon.
Mm-hmm.
In T.O.R. So are you going to continue to pay to have it stabled, or are you going to take it with you? And 2, are you going to continue to hold the room, or are you going to let that go as you leave?
I would say we let the room go, considering how far away is the tour again?
It's like a 2/3 of a day's ride, 6-hour ride.
I say we let the room go and sell the horse.
Well, you do have a wagon. You do have a wagon for the horse. Just the wagon is at the town.
Don't sell the horse.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take the horse and the wagon with us and let the room go. I mean,
okay. Meanwhile, about the time Merrick is buying a basket full of muffins, you guys arrive in T.O.R.
Wait, I was gonna stop at the supply house thing first. On the way out of town.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah.
I need to go say goodnight to my kids while you guys.
Perfect
do that.
timing.
I'll be back in just a second.
Sure.
Good luck.
So I wanted to inquire with them that we can have stuff sent here and placed in our box, right? Like that's a service they provide.
Oh, the storage place.
Yes.
Yes, you absolutely can.
Okay, and do they need anything in particular to, like, if a messenger comes, they can just deposit, or do they need some sort of certification for that? Like, if we were to send something back with a messenger and say store it in this storage place, they would do that, right?
They would want something with a seal.
Can we? Okay. Oh, with a seal. So, like, we could send something with a seal.
Correct, but they need to have a matching something on their end. So you need to give them like a record of it. Like, hey, we need a copy of your seal.
Okay.
Show them one of our coins. Like, can we make a seal out of this?
Yeah, the little T.O.R. symbol that's got the up,
Yep,
the thumbs
absolutely.
up, thumbs down.
Yep, he gets some sealing wax, puts it down on there. So now if you send anything that has that seal on it, they will know it is legitimately from you guys, and you can put it in your storage thing.
Okay, we'll have to remember to buy some wax and have those seals made so we can make that.
Well, all you need is sealing wax, and then you could put it on anything. Yeah, you just
Okay.
need a little thing. You heat it up, you put your coin on it, and then you heat it up, drip it on whatever you want to put it on, and then put the coin on the sealing wax while it's melted. You pick it up, it dries, and it's got the wax on it.
All right. So if we were to send something here, and it wouldn't fit in this crate if we needed additional storage space for it, would we be able to have you guys provide that and then have us have it add it to our tab for the month for paying for it? We'll send money back every time. We'll send it money back for the payment, obviously, but
He says, "Well, yeah, we can do that easily enough because if you don't pay us, we just don't give you your box." So,
Okay, yeah, yeah, we're good for it, and I'm gonna pay a month in advance for continued usage of the storage space.
okay,
How much was it?
that's a good question. Did anybody write that down? What did I say?
I didn't write it down.
I didn't write it down. I'm
epic
remembering
fail.
25 gold a month, but
Sure.
I might have been wrong.
Sure. That sounds right.
Okay, so okay.
Anything
so
else?
Yeah, no, we're gonna definitely be having stuff sent here, so I appreciate it.
It's okay. Well, thank you for your patronage.
Okay. So we're
Okay,
good for
so-
this month and next month.
About the time Merrick is buying muffins, you guys arrive in T.O.R. And your house is, like 15 minutes outside of the town. It's basically barely on the outskirts on the south side of town.
Okay, so we'll
Probably not even 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes.
we'll go to the inn and check to see if Brennan is still there, or if the group has gotten there,
Sure.
because that's
So,
where we sent them.
yep, Crench and Lucious, you walk in the inn. Did I ever name it?
No,
Oh, I should do that.
or not that I know of. He had said Brennan was gonna go stay there, but
Yeah, there's only one. Some of these names are terrible. The inn/tavern is called Ye Old Chestplate.
the old with the E, I assume.
Of
The
course.
oldie.
It's an older building, in slight disrepair from the outside, but when you go in, they seem to maintain the inside much better. There is a fairly bad minstrel playing in the corner. It's got a little basket full of copper pieces if people have accumulated it. As it's the only show in town, it's fairly busy, but right in the middle, you see a group of consisting of Brennan and Bram and Durrier and their shatty bunch of merry men enjoying a meal and drink, and they seem to be in very fine spirits.
All right. Well, we'll approach. Do we see Brennan with them? Or?
Yeah, he's with them.
Cool. All right.
So he when he sees you guys, he kind of jumps up and excitedly runs over. He goes, I found them for you guys, but I spent all the money you gave me to feed them. They didn't have any money.
They should have had at least 5 gold. I sent that with the...
Oh, that's right, you did. I forgot
yeah.
about that. Okay, then ignore they don't have any money part, because I totally forgot that you did that.
They don't have any money? They've been scamming us. Never mind. We don't want to talk to you guys anymore.
Right.
So he runs over. He goes. I wasn't sure you guys were coming back, but the people that you sent for, they're here.
All right. Well, we'll sit down and join them, and hails and hellos and welcomes and all that.
All right. Well, it's a night of drink and merriment, and everyone's in a good mood. You get to catch up with Durrier. These men seem men and women, because I think there were 2 women. I'll have to look up I think if it was 3 women and like 2 halflings. I have the complexion of the group written down, which we'll go over later. But they're in significantly better spirits than when last you saw them. And they are very, very happy with you guys. I mean, it's basically that letter was like, a savior for them. So they're stoked and they're ready to do what needs to get done.
All right. So I want to first fill in Brennan about about the structure and how the whole situation where it was owned by a thieves guild and how they went disappearing under mysterious circumstances, but also we think that we can figure that out, and I'm hoping that we can get in contact with this bigger thieves guild and essentially clear our right to use the building. I don't think I get the feeling that this other guild operates solely out of Hastow, and they probably, I would imagine, don't really want anything out here. But I would like to think that whoever is in charge of this group would be interested in allowing us to do this, so we could provide some kind of relief for the shanty town.
He says, well, what exactly are we going to be doing?
Well, what the first main objective that I have for you is to just essentially guard this house. To anything that we need to keep within our group, to have this be a base of operations and a secure place for us to leave things, to be able to have somewhere to fall back to if we need to. But also, we have been granted, I can't give you all the details right now, but we have been granted a larger mission that's going to require us to leave. And we're going to leave you with gold and enough gold to operate and to get things started here. But we have already purchased and registered with the Registry of Skilled Companies in Hastow, and now we're not going to have any use for these registry tokens. So I'm assuming that this will be okay with the rest of the group. We'll talk it over and make sure, but we have at least one extra token. And if you guys want to, you can send groups up to Hastow, and you will be able to use this to get contracts and possibly make more money. Other than that, I would encourage you. This is basically going to be your operation, Brahm. This is, you're in charge of this group. You're in charge of these men. And, I would encourage you to hire skilled persons, particularly people that could use work from the shanty town, and, hunters to be able to hunt around this area and maybe send some, have food for yourselves, but also maybe sell some of the food here, send some of the gold up north to help, maybe send some of the food up north, maybe, get together and have some sort of transportation between here and there. There's good farmland here. This is a farming town, so if there's any good farming ability around the house, or it's up to you to set it up. I'm trusting you to do this. We're just going to be essentially your patrons to be able to do this project.
He kind of goes, well, I don't know if I want to take any contracts, but the rest of that, there's plenty of good people who need work and need food, and I'm sure with the right support, we can make something of this.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, the first thing I would,
So that was Brahm you were talking to, right?
Yeah, the guy who's in charge of this group in particular.
The little group.
Yeah, and I'm essentially offering him the opportunity to head up this enterprise.
All right. And then Brennan goes, "What am I doing?"
Well, the first thing I have as a task for you is to try and give us information on how we might get in contact with this. I forget the name of him. The
Golden Circle.
The Golden Circle, so that we can make sure that whatever happened to the other group, that we're going to be, in the clear to use this house as our base.
He says, "Okay." He says, 2 streets behind the Registry of Skilled Companies building, you'll see a man pacing around the street looking like he's going somewhere, but if you watch him, he'll be going nowhere. And he has a yellow and gold peace string. He's the lookout for the guild house.
Okay.
Ask him.
All right. And other than that, that's kind of up to you. If you'd be interested in staying here and helping out, you're more than welcome to join this group. If you would be interested in coming with us, we're going to need an extra hand on the road. So if you're interested in traveling out to the east, you could possibly travel with us. Or if you have your own plans, no hard feelings if you want to go do your own thing.
I said, well, I had plans, but I have no family and no group, and if you'll have me, I'll tag along with you guys. I don't know how much help I can be.
Well, would you be interested in training to fight?
Well, sure.
Okay. Well, then maybe you can come along with us. We, obviously won't ask you to do anything that is too dangerous or too out of your depth, but, we could maybe train you to fight, and maybe you could, grow and see where it goes.
I'll smile at him widely and say, we need you to steal an artifact from a lich.
No, you won't.
He gives him a dumb look and says, "A what?"
Don't worry about it.
Now, see, that's all the better. If he doesn't even know what it is, then.
All right,
he's
so that's
fine.
your. Are you guys retiring here for the evening? Are you going back to the guild house to crash?
Not sure if the guild house is safe yet. Of course, I imagine with all 9 of them, the 2 of us, Brennan, we should probably be fine. Why don't we show you guys this place?
All right, so you guys walk to the few minutes outside of town. There's your building. The wagon is still sitting there unbothered. The front door is still locked, so you guys can unlock it. And when Brennan says, "Why don't you guys go upstairs and take a look around?" and he kind of the group that's not Brennan and you and Lucious and Crench. So he's kind of holding the 2 of you back while everyone else goes upstairs. And he goes, "I want to show you something I found accidentally the other day." He says, "So after you guys left, I popped by here to take a look and make sure no one was bothering anything. And I was moving furniture around in Dog's old room. And when I moved the table, I noticed it didn't bump into the wall." And then he walks over and he sets his hand on the wall, and the palm of his hand disappears. He goes, "It's magic. There's actually a door here." And he reaches down and opens you hear a but you don't see anything. You only see his hand and then arm disappear into the wall.
Okay. Have you been in here?
Because, yeah, this is Dog's room. So there was a hidden door on the bottom floor that went straight to the guild leader's room.
Okay. Well, let's check it out.
All right, you guys step through the illusionary wall, maybe Crench a little hesitantly so. But when you step on the other side, you're right in the middle of Dog's room. To your left is that trap door that the guys ran down. The treasure room over there, the door that was trapped directly in front of you, the room on the other side. I think I still have this up, right? Let's see. Nope, let me make sure.
Anything in the room of interest?
No. It's basically as you left it.
Okay.
But hold on. And he goes, "Oh, I want to show you one other thing too." Hold on. Come on, meow. Nope, it's not what I wanted to do.
So how obvious is this? Would anyone who wasn't inclined to look for it find it given enough time? Or
The
is it
door you're talking?
Yeah, is it completely in the middle of nowhere and no one would ever think to look for it?
Well, I mean, you guys were here the whole time and none of you bothered to look for it. So
But he found it.
he found it accidentally because he was putzing around in the room.
Okay.
I mean, you can find it if you throw anything to it. It's not going to hit a wall. It's going to hit a door.
Right.
If you stick your hand there, there's not going to be a wall there because there's the door jamb instead. So it'll go in, 2 to 3 inches until you hit the door itself because there's no wall there.
Right.
And
Okay.
I just completely ruined this thing, and I don't know how to undo it.
Control C.
I tried that already. It doesn't matter because we're not going to do too much. There's also, this is what he shows. You guys see where I'm pinging?
Yeah.
Yep.
There is a secret door right there, and that lets you into a little hiding space beneath the stairs.
There's another floor down.
No, this is the bottom floor.
Oh, okay.
So, but the stairs right there are what go up from the first floor to the second floor. So underneath those stairs, with a secret door right here, so you can go through the secret door, shut it, and there's a little hiding space right here. So a couple people could hide in there. You could hide stuff in there.
Is it empty?
Yeah, it's empty.
Okay.
And that's where the magic door is, right here.
No, that's just a secret hidden door. This is a regular door right here. There's a regular door there, but it has an illusionary wall on each side, so you can't see it.
And where's that at?
Oh, can you guys not see what I'm marking? Terrible.
No.
Oh, that's why. Oh, okay, here we go. Okay, that's what. None of that made sense because you weren't seeing my markings. So here's the little hiding space. Here's the
Dang it.
secret. I am. Can you guys not see it now?
You're
It's in
marking
black.
it in black, so it's like, and that for us,
There
the
you go.
outskirts of it
There's
is all
the
black,
little-
so we can't
There's
see
the little
it.
hiding space.
Okay, yeah.
There's the secret door to the hiding space. The regular door is right here, but on each side of the regular door is an illusion, so it looks like it's just a wall.
Okay.
Oh, so like right beside the trapdoor.
Correct.
Okay.
Because the trapdoor is right here.
Okay, cool.
Basically, the guild leader wanted to have a number of bolt holes.
So I'm assuming, for sake of the storyline, that while we were doing this, we showed the whole group about the traps.
Well, you guys ate all the traps already, and you smashed the
Oh.
door on the top
Like
floor.
the closing door that ticks and everything.
Right. Well, that doesn't work anymore because you guys. I mean, it does, but the door is smashed, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. Alright, never mind. We're good then. I was worried we might have just killed the whole party accidentally.
No,
Didn't tell them about the traps.
definitely
Oh,
not.
no!
Definitely not.
Okay, well, so I'm gonna approach Brahm, and I'm gonna hand him a a sack with 25 gold. I'm like, this should be enough to get you started. We're gonna go and inquire about about the Thieves Guild tomorrow, and until then, you're free to get the ball rolling. If you need anything, just let me know. And I'm also gonna give him the. Roll it back. I'm gonna assume that I grabbed all of the stuff out of. Well, oh man, we only have one deed to the case thing, don't we?
The storage thing.
The storage thing.
Correct.
I want them to be able to access it. So I guess.
You could theoretically next time you're over there.
Right. I should have
Yep.
thought. I should have thought of that
Yeah.
before. That's okay. I'm going to show him the deed, and I'm going to say that this is going to be kind of our way to get things to you. We're going to have stuff sent to this storage space, whether it's a patron sending supplies or gold, whether it's us sending stuff back from adventuring to be able to send more resources back for you, whether it's armor so that maybe you guys can get a few people trained and ready to take on a contract. We're gonna leave stuff in this storage space, and we'll send you back the. We're gonna go get an extra deed made so that you guys can have access to it, and we'll send that back to you here,
He's
or
like,
maybe at the inn in Latour.
he says, "Okay, I'll do my best to justify your faith in this. He says, we can't thank you enough. This is a godsend for us and our families."
Do I believe him?
Yeah, you believe him.
Okay, he seems incredibly genuine. That's good.
Yeah.
And if you need anything, don't be afraid to reach out. If you can think of anything else, any ideas you have yourself of how you might make things better, let me know, and I'll see if I can help you with it.
He goes, "Well, I do have one question. So there's a lot of land around this house. Do you know who owns that land?"
We do essentially.
He says, well,
We had spoken with someone who can get us the deed to this land, and who is doing that currently.
he says, "Well, how much of it? Can we bring our families here? Can we build houses? Can we start farming? Like what is?" So I don't want to get you into trouble, but how far does that go?
That's a good question. I'll have to figure that out.
It's okay. Well, let us know. In the meantime, we'll start repairing the house. Looks like a bear was in here.
There was.
And I didn't think this one joked.
Yeah, neither did I. I'll pat him on the back as I walk away.
I'm just gonna give both of them like just the most stoic, non-smile stare.
All right. Anything you guys want to do the next day before your companions arrive? Because they'll arrive sometime mid-afternoon if they got an early start.
Well, we don't know that they're coming.
You do not. That's why I said anytime
So
anything you want to do
has-
during the day.
Who has
But
the
no, they did say they were catching up. You knew they would be arriving at some point.
That's true.
Who has the extra T.O.R token? We had 5, so one of
You
us
had
should have
5.
had
You
2.
tell me who's got the extra T.O.R token.
Who picked them up
I'll
originally?
say I did.
Okay, well then.
I think Eamon did.
I think I did too.
Okay, so you
I think
probably have the extra one then. Okay, well, I'll want to leave that at the very least with Brahm so that he has,
I think he kind of turned you down on that.
Yeah, I did.
Right, but I want him to have it in case they can.
Well,
if
he
decide
said
to
he
use
said
it.
they don't want to take contracts. The token will allow him to use it as a seal if he wants to for whatever reason. It'll also allow him, assuming he doesn't look like a slob, get access to the inner town.
Oh, sure.
Or he can send a messenger, for instance, for somebody that needs access to the town,
Or send a message to you guys and you know it's legit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we can handle that when Amon and I show up.
All
So
right.
Lucius, Crench, anything?
Nothing in particular I want to do.
In that case, let's take this opportunity to take a 5er, and we'll be back.
Can we do a 10? I gotta walk the dog. He's outside whining.
Let's do a 10er.
Thank you.
Can we do a 15er?
How about a 10er?
I'm kidding.
A 49er.
A 49er. A 76er.
Oh God. All right, we'll be right back with more bad puns after this. Alrighty. And we're back.
All right, so the day passes. Eamon and Lucious, on your way out of town.
I'm
I'm sorry, scratch that. Eamon and Merrick, on your way out of town this morning. There he is. You notice the town criers have begun to announce the death of King Phillip. And it's obviously a scandal. And the town criers are announcing the death of our beloved King Philip, felled by a foul elven plot to assassinate our beloved monarch. And that's being announced both in the main town and in the shanty town. And so you guys kind of hear whispers, everyone's talking about it. Is Raoul going to be king now? And so somebody has made the decision to start officially making that known to the general public, that the king was felled by an elven plot.
And what's the reaction? I mean, I was whispering. I mean, people are talking about it, but what's the general consensus from the townspeople?
Shock, basically.
So it's not like they're not scared. It's more intriguing than.
I think probably as you guys are leaving, because it would have been right as they're announcing it, it would be hard to get a feel for where people are because they're kind of just processing it,
Okay. But they're definitely aware, and they're.
Yeah. Well, I said you guys would have, kind of imagined riding by as the town criers are announcing it to the crowds of people of the town. And the same would be happening, albeit a little bit later, in T.O.R. When you guys get up in the morning. The town criers are announcing the assassination of the king and the foul plot of the elves to kill the monarch of Malande.
Do we know if they're announcing that the perpetrators have been caught or at large?
Nope, they don't make any specific anything like that. They're just saying he was the victim of an assassination plot that was masterminded by our mortal enemies, the elves.
Okay.
Unless you guys are going to do anything in the day, I'm going to bring everybody together.
I don't have anything to do, Amon. It's now what? It's
Thursday
Wednesday?
now.
Thursday. Mm-hmm.
Before we leave, I'm showing our token, the back of our token that has the side of our token that has the T.O.R symbol,
Mhm.
and I'm asking if he can somehow put that on the front of the T.O.R house.
He being Durrier? He's yeah,
Durrier,
absolutely.
yeah.
That's easy stuff.
Okay. When I next time, if we do end up leaving and coming back, that's ideally what I'd like to see.
So that's no problem.
Okay.
All right, so you guys are reunited in the mid-afternoon, let's say 2-3 o'clock-ish, something like that.
All right.
As Emin and Merrick arrive from Hastow, the little group that you've assembled has begun repairing the guild house. He would have, I assume, shared the contract with you guys. Where are you going?
We're gonna go meet with this woman who needs has the missing person thing going on, right?
Well, I would come and tell you about it, and certainly would. I want to allude to the Wilner thing, but I don't want to make too much of it.
All right. You guys get some kind of backhanded story about a night of drinking and carousing with a bunch of crazy halfling.
Sounds legendary.
I'm going to kind of look askance at Merrick and be like, "You're socializing. This isn't like you." And almost a bit offended that he's socializing.
And I'll look at Lucious and Say, sometimes you just have to bring muffins.
Kind of raise an eyebrow at that and then not respond.
All right. So, the woman whose name is Luanda is like the kind of like the record keeper of the town. She's like an employee of like she probably would work for Lord Hughes actually if this is his area, but she's basically like the kind of town record keeper, if you will. So it's probably somebody you guys should know anyway.
the town CPA.
Kind of, yeah. A second here, I gotta pull something up real fast. So you introduce yourselves when you meet the woman. She's obviously she looks a little worn down, a little haggard. She has a building that basically the front half of the building services as her office, and the back half of the building it appears to be her residence, kind of right in the middle of T.O.R. It's a a comfortable house, and she kind of raises her eyes when you walk in the room when you appear in her office, and she hesitatingly asks if she can help you.
So I hand her the contract.
She very quickly raises her eyes. She goes, "Oh, I didn't know if anybody would pick up the contract. It's my husband, Alistair. He he likes to go hunting. He's bald and he has a big red beard, and I haven't seen him in almost 2 weeks. He went to the south into the hills, and you guys have to find him. You have to find him. We have our life savings we can give you. It's almost 500 gold pieces. Just bring my husband back."
So how far south did he go?
So I don't know. He was kind of a forester by hobby. He liked to go into the hills to the south of town, which would be south of where your guys' guild house is now. It's probably like a half day's journey. You hit the foothills of the mountains that are to the south, so it's pretty close before you kind of get into the wilderness area.
And did he go alone?
She says, "Yeah, he's gone alone, and I don't know if it's related, but I've heard kind of other people talking about other people going missing as well, but I just really want my Alistair back."
How long does he typically take on these hunt journeys?
Oh, she goes, usually he just goes for a day, maybe overnight and back. He's rarely gone anything longer than overnight. He'll get some small game. Maybe if he's lucky, he'll fell a deer, and he comes back, and then we celebrate at the chest plate. The whole town gets in on it.
Okay.
How long has he been gone now?
2
Almost
weeks.
2
2
weeks.
weeks. We'll leave straight away, and we'll do all we can to find him.
Do you have? Can you point us more specifically where he might be going? Does he have any friends around town that maybe would know?
Oh, she goes, well, his best friend is lives just down the road.
Okay, what's his name? We'll go talk to him too.
So that's Jaren.
Jaren?
He's an older guy. He's got kind of long hair. It looks like a girl's hair. It's way too long. He needs to trim it. He just lives down the road. He's the farrier for the town.
Okay. And I'll kind of look to everyone else to see if anyone else has questions.
I shake my head no.
No.
So kind of a nod, like I'm ready to go.
All right, well then, I guess we go. We go try to find Jarek.
He's really easy to find. He's just a few doors down, if you will. He would be busy at work, working on a pair of horseshoes.
We'll walk up and say, "Is your name Jarek?"
So I'm Jaren, yeah. What can I
Jared.
do for you?
We hear that that Alice was his name, Alistair. Is that right?
Alistair, yep. Mhm.
Alistair went missing.
Right when you say his name, he goes, "Oh no, you're not here for that, are you?" He sees you in your black robes and a priest of Ilmater, and he starts freaking out and having a panic attack.
Calm down. We don't know whether he is moved on or not. We're going to attempt to find him.
He starts gathering. He says, "Oh, I saw and I assumed.
I get that a lot.
How can I help?"
Do you have any idea? It's his wife mentioned that she said he went hunting. Do you know his favorite hunting spot? How far he might have gone?
Oh,
More specifically, where he would be?
he never goes very far because he usually makes some day trips. So he leaves very early in the morning, and he'll just go as far out as he can before he turns around and can make it back by nightfall or shortly thereafter. So he never goes very far.
Do you know where he might have gone?
He usually just heads south past that lonely house that's down there with those weird guys who are always doing shady things. Past that house, and then he goes into the foothills in the woods, and he finds some game. And if he gets lucky early, he'll just come back straight away. And if he doesn't, he'll hopefully come back by nightfall. I only remember him staying out past in nightfall once or twice. It's when he got a boar and he was tracking him and he really wanted to bring the town a boar. But other than that, he never even stays out overnight, and it's been more than 2 weeks.
I'm gonna ask him to describe the house, and it's our house, isn't it?
It's your house, yes, 100%.
Okay.
T.O.R. house.
I'm gonna again look around to see if anyone else is looking like they have questions or.
I ask if because he said this is like a hobby.
Mhm.
So I ask if he feels like he's is he actually skilled at this, or is it just something that he does to
Oh no,
Yeah.
he was skilled at it. He would occasionally, he brought home boar one time and a deer another. Mostly he would come back with small game, but every now and then he would come back and it would be a party at the chest plate. He would provide the food and
so
Did he hunt with a bow and
Francis
arrow
would
or a
provide the
spear?
arrow. Oh no, he was good with the bow, a good shot. It was something he learned from his father. His father was a forester.
Taking down a boar with a bow is pretty impressive, actually.
Is his father still alive?
Oh no. Old man Taggett passed many years ago.
Is old man Taggett buried near here?
You know, I don't know. You'd have to ask Lawanda. I think she would know about that better than I would.
Do you know of anyone else here who would have any information on his hunting habits or where he might have gone this time around?
Well, I can tell you pretty assuredly that that's the way he went. He always pretty much went to the same area.
Okay.
But you can ask around. He was a pretty popular fella. When you provide meals for days at a time for the whole town, everybody seems to like you.
And I pick up on that and I say, is there anyone who didn't like him?
Not that I know of.
Well, was that an insight roll?
Mm-hmm.
It seems genuine enough.
So I look at my my companions and suggest that we go to the chest plate to inquire there about if anyone knows anything.
Do you think they'll have more information than Gerald? Or this guy? Jaren. Lucious has got me doing it too. Do you think they'll have more information than Jaren would?
And I look at Crunch, and I say, I'm not sure, but I think they might have something for someone to eat.
Oh, you're hungry. Okay. Well, that makes sense. Let's go there real quick.
All right, you guys go back to Ye Olde Chest Plate. It's probably around dinner time because these guys arrived in the afternoon. So it's definitely crowded there again. But Francis recognized you, and you guys racked up quite the bill the night before, so he certainly gives you a friendly wave.
I think that we should just fan out and kind of, be asking around the crowd and, asking about Lawanda's husband. Just to get a sense of him and see if anybody has any additional information or thoughts, or if anybody's acting weird or strange about it.
We're gonna do it this way. I'm gonna have one of you make a gather. Do you guys gather information a thing in here? I always confuse third edition in this.
There's an investigation check.
There it is, investigation check with advantage, because I'm assuming that you're gonna that you guys are helping whoever it is. So whoever has the highest investigation check, go ahead and make one with advantage.
I'm only at a +1.
It is definitely not.
Yeah, it's whoever's the smartest.
It's not the rogue. The rogue doesn't have the highest gather. What a useless rogue.
My investigation
mine's negative.
I have an investigation of 1, but I have the spell that I prepared, and this is a good time to bring this up, is this.
Ice knife?
No,
All right.
not that.
Tell me what I want to know.
Make an intimidation check.
Wrong button.
With advantage. Yes.
I also have guidance.
I mean, I have a +1, but I'm not, that's not better than anyone else. Except
this is actually a good point for you guys to just repost a list of what you're...
I posted it earlier.
Did you? Good.
I'll find it and copy-paste it again.
Love that bonfire, man. Bonfire!
Bonfire! You'll get caught up in that bonfire.
I remember the Crossfire game. And the commercial with the insanely catchy theme song.
Yeah, I'm
is
glad somebody got the best.
Is anyone proficient in investigation?
No.
No.
Oh, man. Well,
I will perceive the shit out of some stuff, but I will not investigate.
I can be sneaky and I stabby stab. That's about it.
All right. Well, I think Merrick, you might be better off.
Brick not smart. Brick know how hurt thing.
Might as well hit yourself with that guidance and just go for it. It's
Or,
kind of your
Lucious
show
can-
anyway.
Lucious can hit me with it.
Yep, I'll give him a tap on the head.
Okay, go ahead and roll with advantage and whatever the guidance gives you.
So
It gives him an extra D4.
All right, do it to it. So 19 plus your intelligence plus 1d4 plus 3, probably?
Well, it's not plus int. That'll just be plus a D4.
No, plus your spellcasting ability modifier. Oh,
Oh,
that's
no,
your
no.
word. I'm looking at the wrong one. Okay,
No,
plus
guidance is just a D4.
Okay.
So roll a d4, buddy.
Oh, I rolled a d4 or did it?
Yeah,
you
you
roll it.
You roll a d4 and add it to your 19 roll.
Nice.
22.
Okay. As you guys are walking around, eating and drinking and generally befriending and chatting with the people that are going to be your neighbors, you get the impression that Alistair was very popular, in a time when food is hard to come by, and he would bring home and share. He was a very popular guy, and everyone is pretty sad that he's gone. They even sent out 2 people to look for him. Berrigan and Haas are their names, and neither one has returned. That was just a couple days ago. They weren't sure anybody from the contract that they put in with the skilled company was gonna respond to it, so they tried to send somebody out there themselves. They were gonna try to surprise Luwanda and bring him home, but Berrigan and Haas have not returned yet. They left 3 days ago.
And these guys, how able are they? Are they
they were the two guys these townspeople thought would be the best able to go out there. So
woodsman maybe at the best.
right? Yeah, their chances are they're just guys.
Right. Slightly better than a farmhand, but not much.
Pretty much.
Okay, and so based on that, we're not picking up anything that they're anybody's putting out.
No.
So.
And then, of course, mixed into the talk of Alistair that you guys are asking around, and in addition to the friendly times you had, because a lot of these people you're probably having, it's a very small town, probably having some interactions with last night. Word gets out that you guys are assuming you're not trying to make a secret of it. You're the company that's looking for him. They're very happy about that. Everyone likes Alistair. So, and then mixed into all that chatter is, of course, all the things, the big news of the day is that the king is dead. And is Orwell going to break out of Terra and leave and be coronated? Does that mean Terra is going to fall? What's going to happen? So it's a big day here in Latour.
Sure. So I do inquire to make sure that Berrigan and Haas were headed off in the same direction as Alistair had gone, correct? Okay.
Yep.
All right. I suggest to the party that we, go and get some rest back at our home, and that we set off towards the south to after Berrigan and Haas and Alistair at this point in the morning.
Okay, and on the way there, after we've left and we're kind of out of earshot of any of the townsfolk, I'm going to say, I have a hard time believing that he would have come out this direction and gone hunting and not had some kind of interaction with the previous Thieves Guild that was here. So I'd like to ask Brennan if he knows anybody. If he knows of this guy, or if he had any direct interaction with the Thieves Guild itself. I think it's a long shot, but I think it's definitely worth looking into. This might even be the first mission we take Brennan out with us with. I don't know. We'll ask him if he wants to come along.
Okay. So I assume Brennan was probably back with the group at the guild house.
Yeah, I think we would have left him there just simply so he could help show everybody around the first day they were there, and
Sure. So you guys get back to the guild house. You ask Brennan. He's kind of he's aware of who he is and that he went missing. He thinks he may have met him, a couple, but he doesn't really know much beyond that, basically.
But to his knowledge, he didn't have any direct connection to the Thieves Guild.
Oh no. He said no. I knew all of Dwarfs boys, and there was only 6 of us, and Alistair didn't have any need for that. His, he had a good job, and his wife has a good job. They wouldn't need to get mixed up in that kind of stuff.
Okay. Well, what I'd like, if you're up to it, I'd like you to come with us on our travels and looking for him into the forest. And again, not really looking to have you do any of the direct fighting if any of that does occur, but certainly, if we have to, particularly if we have to,
he goes, "Yeah, I'm ready. I'll be ready to go in the morning. We're gonna save this guy. It's gonna be great."
All right. Exactly my kind of attitude right there.
I'm gonna ask him real quick. I've heard that he was good with a bow, so I imagine he had it with him. Have you ever seen his bow? Could you tell me what it might have looked like in any kind of detail?
No, I don't think I ever saw him with it.
Okay. Then I am going to leave for a moment and go back to town and talk to his wife again.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to get her to describe his bow to me in as excruciating a detail as she can.
Okay. She basically says it's just a bow. To my knowledge, he really liked it. It was a dark wood. It was a short bow. He was really good with it. He practiced a lot, and she kind of gestures to basically a tree out back where you kind of set up a half-assed target on it,
Was it? Do you know? Can you tell me what kind of wood it was made out of, or was it made out of horn?
It was a dark wood.
It's a dark wood. Okay. And could you tell me what the string was made out of by chance?
I don't know. I just don't know anything about this kind of stuff.
Okay. Well, thank you for telling me what you could. And then I'm going to go back to the house. And I will be switching a spell when I sleep. I am going to switch out Zone of Truth for Locate Object.
All right.
So I'm gonna start doing my nightly training ritual, and I'm gonna have Brennan join me. And for now, what we're training in is speed and agility, particularly with use of weapons. But first, I would have to get an idea of what his fighting style is, or like what his strengths are.
Sure. He seems most comfortable with short blades, so daggers and short swords.
Okay.
And he is he's reasonably proficient in them. He's not going to stab himself in the foot, you know.
Yeah.
He's certainly no expert, and not nearly as proficient as you or any of your companions are. But he has an idea of what he's doing.
Okay. And I'm gonna ask him if he's ever used a bow.
He said no, crossbow, but I mean I'm willing to learn.
Okay. Then we'll look to get you a crossbow, and we'll look to see if we can't train you in that as well. I don't know if I'm ready to put you right in the thick of things just yet, but especially if you were able to attack from a distance, I think I'd feel a little bit more comfortable with that early in this process. But we'll keep an eye out. You know, we can diversify. There's no reason to only have you know how to do one thing.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get a good night's sleep and be ready to go in the morning.
All right.
While they're doing that, I sit out in the yard area, kind of in front of the place, and sit on a stump that I think is there, and kind of play my my horn and my pan flute, just kind of passing the time, and use it to kind of call to Pooh, who I assume is aware of where I'm at to some degree.
Yeah.
And when Pooh arrives, I just kind of pet him and hang out, and because we've been apart because I've spent so much time in a damn city.
Sure.
And just kind of catch up with the bird a little bit.
He arrives after a short while, and you guys just chill with your bird.
And so communicate to him this is a place for him. This is a safe place for him to be.
All right. Anything else for this evening?
No, sir.
All right. You guys awaken in the morning, and when you get up for breakfast, it's still a rough living situation. Half the doors have been smashed out, and there's a few more people in here than I set up for
Keep
now.
Bringing
anyway.
that up like it was something that shouldn't have happened.
Like some kind of bear just.
And when you guys wake up in the morning, Brennan has the cart all ready to go, the horses packed up. He's got an overstuffed backpack that's probably too big to lug around. He's got a short sword strapped to him, his dagger strapped to him, his padded armor, and he's eagerly awaiting adventure.
So I'm gonna have had the thought during the night and in thinking to myself in the morning that I should probably temper his enthusiasm a little bit. And I'm gonna say, for the record, if you're coming with us, you're not always gonna be able to go with us on everything, especially early in this process. What I really, really need from you is the ability to have you stay back if we need, in particular, someone to guard and watch the horses or to guard and watch anything. So I don't want you to get disappointed if at some point we have to, not have you in the most exciting, adventurous part of this.
That's fine. Whatever you guys need, I'll earn my keep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll pat him on the shoulder and say, "Don't worry. If you get run through, I'll keep you from dying."
Kind of looks at you like, thanks.
Kind of roll my eyes and get going towards the horse.
I don't smile.
Alrighty. Into the forest we go.
All right. So you guys set off, taking the wagon, horses, on foot. How you doing it?
I think we don't want the wagon, but you know,
I think we
it's-
do want the wagon actually, because these people may not be in any condition to travel.
True.
Okay, we're gonna be a little
where
slower
you-
that way, but I guess if
Well, there's also the
Speed
terrain
doesn't
isn't
matter.
particularly favorable for it. You're going to be going into a wooded area and then into
Nah, fair. Never mind. Then.
foothills, and if you have to chase it further, it does get into pretty mountainous areas. Now, granted, based on the description that you got, you wouldn't think you would be going that far, but
if we end up finding people that are not in a place to travel, we're probably gonna have to figure out a way to get them to the point where they can ride on a horse with us, or just walk them back. We can always put an injured person on the back of the horse and just walk the horse back if we have to. At least that way we wouldn't have to carry anybody. I mean, we're basically looking for 3 missing people here. So there could be more, but you know, that seems like we could handle that.
sure. All right, so you guys set off.
I'm hanging out with Lucious though, right? I mean, like as far as I either gotta be on a wagon or I gotta be hanging out on somebody's horse.
Did we have?
So you guys-
Do we have 4 horses with us?
Well, you would have 3 riding horses, and then you would have the
cart
horse
horse.
that's used for the wagon. It's not a riding horse; it would be a pack horse.
Okay.
Let's just take the riding horses then.
Yeah. I mean, the 5 of us can fit on 3 horses. Like that'll be fine.
Yeah, especially if you're not killing them, you know.
Right.
So as you're working your way, south after half a day or so, it goes from open grasslands to kind of lightly wooded, and then heavily. Let's have one of you once again make a wilderness
Survival.
check.
survival check.
So I've got a +4 in survival. Does anyone have?
I got a +6 in survival.
Then
Shit.
it's all you, man.
Yeah, because actually, how do you say plus? I've got a total of 6 and a past 6 on my character sheet.
Right.
I don't know what the pass mean. Oh, that's a passive.
Passive.
Okay. So that's like you would notice something even if you
Without-
weren't looking for it.
So
But I'll tap you with another guidance. So
And
Like,
I'm gonna
could
be
be-
helping you with this. I'm looking, so give you advantage
that's
for it.
add a D4. Oh, nice, 25.
Okay. You do see some tracks, but they don't appear to be what you're looking for. It's a group. Looks to be somewhere half a dozen, maybe a little less, and not a human. Smaller. Traveling recently, maybe yesterday, in this neighborhood. It's probably not who you're looking for, but you do find tracks of them heading to the south. And make a nature check too, Mary.
Which I just did.
Oh, you did. Nice.
Wow, he's ahead.
He
of you.
already knew it was coming.
Yeah, you did.
I was gonna guidance you on that one too, but
Is guidance a cantrip or a spell?
guidance is a
Cantrip.
cantrip.
Nice. Okay. 15. Very good.
The poor man's inspire. No bard in the group.
Pretty close. Yeah. As you guys work further south, you notice signs of. It looks like something has been crashing through the trees.
How big of a something?
Humanoid size?
Okay. Well, I think we'll follow.
Not dragon size, if that's what you're asking.
That's
Yeah,
that ancient black dragon. I knew it.
All right.
So I guess we'll follow the trail.
Make perception checks, everybody.
19.
15.
18.
I only got a 13.
Or, no,
I
sorry,
rolled
17.
I rolled really bad.
I was gonna say, don't you have a +7? Weren't you all?
Yeah, I rolled a 6.
Jeez.
Everybody but Lucious, who apparently has something in his ear. You hear the sound of screaming sort of coming from where you're going.
Can I tell how far away it would be, roughly?
You're close enough that you could probably get there with a little sprint.
I will sprint.
I think we need to leave the horses here with Brennan, and we need to get there quickly. Does that sound like a good plan to everybody?
Sure.
Brennan's clearly disappointed, but he stays back and he has the horses.
If we're not back in an hour, go back to the T.O.R house.
It's okay.
Thank you. And all right, we're running in.
All right. As you guys approach, oops.
Yep, here it comes.
You hear the sound of screeching and dwarven cries of anguish.
Dwarven cries of anguish.
Hold on.
Are any actual words being said?
Yeah, probably a lot of 4-letter ones.
Okay. Good. Hello. Oh wait, that's 5.
That's 5. But Crunch wouldn't know that. He doesn't know how to spell.
I put you guys on here. Double check that you should move them. I think I set it so you can.
Cannot.
Cannot move.
Some bitch. There should be a way to do this without me setting it each time. Try now, Jay.
Yeah, now I can move.
Hey,
I can't. I can't.
I'm not done with yours yet.
Working on it. He's working on it.
See, I can move now.
Yeah.
Okay, now everyone should be able to move. But put your guys over here because that's where you're coming from, all the way to the left.
I would probably be in last
You know,
place.
we'll get you there. All right. Anyway, as I was. Where was I?
Do we need to roll for initiative?
You will in a moment.
Eventually.
Oops.
Are those dwarves?
Those are dwarves.
Oh, this is not good.
Oh my. What are these things?
They look like harpies, maybe.
Now you 4 may roll initiative.
It's a D8, right?
Well, have we been noticed?
D20.
I guess we probably have. Cause
You have not.
Okay.
Everybody here is busy. So I'm going to assume for this first round you will be able to do what you want to do without getting their notice.
We're only
19 for Crunch.
19 for Crunch. Okay.
25 for Emin.
25 for Emmon. That's what he does.
Quick
The one thing he
boy.
does well.
No, that's what I'm supposed to do. This is where it's gonna get fun.
Okay. Emmon. Let's see. Who else? What else did you guys get?
I got an 11.
Oh, it automatically populated you over here too, which actually is kind of annoying.
How did you roll that initiative thing?
If you go
Click
into
on it.
your main page, just
Oh,
to the
there it is.
right of your core stats is
So what's
initiative.
you should have a +2, Merrick, I would guess.
See, I tried clicking on that, and it gave me this like you attempted to use a roll command looking for the value of a selected token, but no tokens are selected.
Yeah, I got the same thing.
Yeah.
Weird.
Huh.
I thought I set it up. Apparently, I didn't. I'll try to get Arrow to help me fix this because I thought I did.
Oh, you have to click on yourself.
Oh, it's
Click on
what do you
yourself and then click the initiative button.
Oh, really?
Okay, so what's your bonus though? Because you already rolled.
Oh,
11.
cool.
So stop that because it adds you on my list already, and I don't want it to do that.
My total is +3.
So you rolled an 11, so you're at 14. There you go. All right.
So it seems like the best thing for us to do is just like to kind of observe for a second, right? I mean,
Well, I mean, we probably don't need to take a turn for that. Like, what do we see? as we approach this.
Is this tree big enough for us to hide behind, Goose?
Yes.
So I would say that we would go to the tree and observe as we're doing
Wait,
that.
so what you see are winged creatures that look like what they look like there, and Grendel is correct; they are harpies. Attacking a group of, it looks like dwarven. They look like miners. They got kind of pickaxes, that type of equipment. This one up over here.
I didn't realize we were so close to any dwarf kingdoms. Like,
this one here. So the little shading there, that's a raised area. So he's like up on a cliff basically, or a raised plateau. Has clearly been wounded, maybe even dying, and this harpy is near him. Okay.
And so I'm sorry. So these ones are the harpies.
Harpy.
This one's a dwarf.
Correct.
Okay, so we got 5 harpies and 5 dwarfs.
Whoop.
I see 4 harpies.
4 harpies, and
no, there's
One,
one.
2, 3, 4.
you're right. 5 harpies.
Oh, I didn't see all the way over there.
Okay, and we don't see any sign of Alistair or any humans or anybody. Okay.
You do not. You guys are coming in from somewhere on the left, so we'll say for this, you guys can be about where you are right now. Eamon, you are up.
So I'm at where I'm at right now, or after
Yep.
moving, I'll
Nope,
be.
you would start there. So like when you guys get here, this is what you see basically.
And dash is double your speed, right?
Yeah, you basically move twice.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm doing math.
Not even once.
Oh, I'm gonna be stupid.
Sounds right.
All right.
God damn. That's
Well,
speed,
because
though.
I can dash as my move action. As a rogue, I can take an extra dash as a bonus action, so I can get there and attack that one. You guys there?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
everybody went quiet, and I was like,
Yep.
Am I alone?
everybody- Yeah. Okay. And I
You
gotta
have
think.
advantage, right? Because they haven't acted yet.
Correct. Sorry, there's
Well,
a whole lot of.
And do we consider the dwarfs to be engaged with them?
Yes, they are engaged.
So yeah, you'd be flanking, so you'd get the
But
advantage.
he doesn't have double advantage. But yes, he has advantage regardless.
Sure.
But I'm pretty sure Jeremy has a thing where if they haven't acted the first round, he gets
I
advantage.
do. I get advantage on
Sneak
any
attack.
attack rolls against any creature who hasn't taken a turn in combat. Therefore, if I have advantage, I get sneak attack. I've created this entire character about always having advantage.
Funny you should mention that.
Right? So, and then I get super sneaky stabby. Where's that button? Hold on, it's here somewhere.
Oh my gosh, we don't have any music. What happened to the music? Alright, let's get some battle music in here, boys.
Mm-hmm.
So 16 points of damage.
With your sword,
Short sword, yes.
did you add in your +1?
To the it should have. It doesn't look like it did. It did not. So add one more. 17.
Okay, 17.
I'll tweak that.
So you see Eamon dash into this melee very quickly and just impale this harpy. You hear a screech as the short sword protrudes from her abdomen, and the dwarf blinks in surprise at his sudden savior. Whoops, that is not right.
So super secret stabby took made a harpy super secret dead.
Well, it's not dead, but it is not feeling good.
I'm gonna test something. Ignore this attack roll.
Okay.
Okay, that works. Cool.
All right. That brings up Crunch.
Okay, so I'm gonna move. Let's see.
Oh, son.
30 feet up.
I'm gonna be logging out and logging back in.
As a bonus action, I am going to rage, and then I'm going to. Let's see. I am 4, 5, 7. I am 35 away from that harpy. And so I am going to I'm going to throw one of my hand axes at it.
Okay, go ahead
and it is at long range, so I have to take disadvantage for it. But...
Alright.
So for a thrown weapon, I get to use my strength modifier, but not my proficiency modifier? Or is it dex?
No. So normally ranged weapons use dex. If it is a thrown weapon, I believe you can use either or, but I know you can use strength. And if you are proficient with the weapon, you are also proficient throwing it.
Okay, then 16 to hit.
Okay, I believe that will hit, and it does, yes.
Okay, so I get 1d6 plus my strength modifier?
Correct.
Okay, so 9 damage. Oh,
on the same
9
same
damage.
one.
Yeah, on this one.
Okay, so throwing past the dwarf who's in melee from this side will give him a +2 to AC, but you would have hit anyway. What was your to hit roll?
16.
Yeah, it would have hit anyway. Okay.
Okay.
So
good to know,
just know if you throw into melee and they're kind of on so basically if this dwarf was here or here, either one would have provided some kind of +2 to cover because they're in melee.
Okay.
So how much damage was it?
That would have been 9 damage.
You see this hand axe fly past by the astonished dwarf's head, blade first into the thigh of the harpy, who squeals again, bleeding profusely from 2 fairly noticeable wounds.
And that's my turn.
Okay, that brings us to Merrick.
I am thinking about one something here.
Oh, do I add rage? No, it's rage damage is only for melee attacks.
Right. So I go rushing headlong into this, and as I do, I turn into a direwolf.
Ooh, it's a new one. Why would you do that? I don't have that yet.
That's why he did it, Goose.
Hold on.
What better reason, really?
In the monster manual, is direwolf medium still?
It is actually no. I guess it's a large.
Is it large? What's the CR on a direwolf?
1.
1. Interesting.
Large beast on a line. Challenge rating is 1.
Right. Uno momento, por favor.
What's up now?
One quick second.
Sorry, guys.
I know you had to do it to me, huh?
What'd you do? I didn't even hear it.
It's been all this time.
He wants to be a direwolf.
It's been all this time trying to make the tokens look all nice, and then you're like, I'm gonna be a direwolf. Did you say it was a large or medium-sized creature?
A large beast.
Ooh.
Oh, sweet.
Look at him on the fly.
I
And you
know,
can-
right? Look at that.
Let me control that one.
I gotta admit, Andrew, I was kind of hoping to see that dwarf guy suddenly realize he has to fight a bear.
Fuck.
I feel like he stole
Now
that
he
from
has
me.
to fight a wolf that's like really fucked up looking and scary with like bones protruding out of it.
So I come rushing, and I can. The distance is just right from what I counted from where I was,
Mhm,
and I
to
just
where?
like to right here. I just jump on that harpy.
So now you can't end in the same space as her. So you
Okay.
could do it like you could do it to the top one, probably if you wanted to, if you counted it out right.
Okay. And so I guess the
Probably
question
to
is, yeah. So that'll be close. Is that okay? I mean, it's close.
I mean, if you could go here, I would imagine you could go here.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So the question I have is that as a dire wolf, I get pack mentality. So are we treating these dwarves as our pack for the time being?
Negative. I think you would only have your other PCs as the pack.
Okay. Because it says I get a creature if at least one of the wolf's allies is within 5 feet of the creature and the ally isn't incapacitated to get an advantage roll on attack. So okay, so that's just as we go
Yeah.
through this.
I'm gonna say PCs for now. We'll have to come
Okay.
back. We'll circle back on that one though.
That's cool. So, but like, yeah, I'm just like full on like
Wolfing
awesome
its face.
Yeah, awesome movie style, just turning into a wolf on the way as I run over there, and I'm just like, because I fucking hate harpies, so I'm all over it.
And why wouldn't you really?
Right. So I roll a D20. Is that right? No.
Yeah, to hit is always a D20.
Yep. And I get a +3 as a wolf, so that's 13, I guess.
No, you have more than a +3 actions. You have a bite attack, +5 to hit.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
So that would give you, what did you roll then?
10, so that gives me 15.
15. 15 hits.
Okay, so roll.
And 2d6 +3 piercing damage.
Ooh, God, so
7.
Okay,
Right.
and if the target is a creature, which it is, it has to succeed on a DC 13 saving throw or be knocked prone.
When do you get technically a strength bonus in that too?
It's straight from the book. The strength is +3.
Oh, okay.
Wait, so is it
So it's
plus
7.
3
not
plus
4.
3?
It's 2d6 plus 3.
2d6
Okay.
+3.
Yep.
And the harpy failed the saving throw.
Oh, you knocked her prone. Now you're gonna freaking maul her. Great.
I love it.
So
Okay, blue is prone, just so you know.
okay.
And you did how much damage? 4, 7, right?
Yep.
All right, great. Lucious, you're up.
Let's see. I can move 30 feet.
Mhm.
And these are 5 foot?
Yep.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So I'm right there. Let's see. We got an injured one there. I think I will toll the dead on that one.
The one that they attacked, or the one the wolf attacked?
Oh, the one that they attacked is still alive?
Yep, it is.
Well,
Although
let's finish that.
Hold on, I didn't add the extra damage in though. How much did you do? 7, I think.
Me?
Crench?
I did
Cringe
9.
did 9.
9. Okay, so it's
9.
25. All right.
25 doesn't kill these
Okay,
things. Whew.
so I need to be within 60. I'm for sure within 60
You're within
feet.
60 feet, 100%. Yeah.
So that will be a
Hey, which
wisdom
one?
save.
Wisdom save?
On the one that this one, that
And
one right
DC
there.
13. Is that still correct?
My DC. Let's see, +3 from there, and then my proficiency is
So it should be wisdom and proficiency +8.
right. So
2
is my-
plus
so that's 5 plus 8. So yeah, that's still
13.
13.
Okay. The Harpy passes the wisdom save.
Nothing happens.
All right. So that brings us back to the top to Eamon.
Did the Harpies go or the Dwarves?
They did not.
We got a surprise round, I guess.
You did.
We must have. Okay. So this is a cliff?
That's difficult terrain, and it's say 15 feet off the ground. So those are each one of these hexes here is basically difficult terrain 5 feet up vertically and 5 feet over while it's dark. So the darkness is 5 feet up.
Counts as 10 feet of movement?
Correct. Yes, a steep incline basically.
Okay. I'm gonna go here.
Okay. You have enough to do that?
Yeah, because I can
Okay.
use my dash, so that would give me technically 6 hexes to total, if you
Alright.
cut it in half.
Mhm.
And they technically haven't gone in combat.
That is correct.
Super secret stabby.
Yeah, super secret savvy.
Did you disengage though?
Hold on. Fuck. No.
Alright. So the one you left gets an attack
Oh wait,
of
hold on. Shit. Thought I had something that prevented me from, but I do not. I think that comes next level. So limit attack.
Okay. 12.
It does not.
All right. Go ahead and go.
Something that
Roll your
missed
attack then.
Emin.
You got not hit? What?
I got not hit.
Oh my god.
There was no logs in this part of the
Yeah, I
forest.
know, right?
Thank God he was riding a horse past all those logs.
That's a natural 20.
Uh,
No, it's not.
yeah,
Never
no,
mind.
it's not.
My
You got
bad.
the high
I saw the
damage
green
roll,
and I
though.
got super excited,
Wow.
and yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you rolled it. That'll hit. So you do need to roll your sneak attack damage though.
Yeah, I know. It's the sheet is kind of hard to find it all.
So 21 damage.
Is that right? Yep.
Should be right.
20.
The Harpy is deeply offended now.
Oh, he doesn't like me.
So Eamon dashes away from the one as the Harpy howls in rage and flails wildly as you back away, sprint up the hill, and impale this Harpy as it's trying to finish off this poor wounded dwarf. And as you get closer, this dwarf is also unconscious.
Okay.
Is your turn, Crench?
Okay.
Is the dwarf like unconscious and bleeding out, or just unconscious?
Yes. No, he's unconscious and bleeding out. Also, everyone roll a perception check.
I have a feeling whoever passes it is going to say what I think is going on. Because I know you.
Oh,
Oh, I really know what's going
you
on.
really know what's going on.
I also I also get
19 for Crunch.
Okay.
It also says that as a wolf, I have keen hearing and smell, and has advantage on all checks that rely upon that.
Great.
So mine's a 24 because I
You
got
guys spot an additional Harpy on the top of this tree. So it's perched on the very top, probably 150 feet up.
150.
Where?
At the very top of the tree, all the way at the top of the tree.
So like
That's a
up, the tree is
damn
up
tall
here.
tree.
Big
Here.
ass tree here in the forest.
Oh,
Here,
okay, there.
This
that
new one
okay.
here.
Okay.
This one.
All right.
You sure it's not 120 feet up there?
I'm sure.
Anyway, I've moved into target this Harpy, and I'm going to attack. And I'm going to attack recklessly,
Okay.
but I'm not going to put my weight behind it.
Okay.
So that is a 17 to hit.
That does hit.
That's with my great axe. So d12 plus 6, so 16 damage.
All right. You run in there, scream savagely, swing your great axe, and you grievously wound this thing across the chest. It's bleeding profusely. It was
Jesus.
hovering just off the ground, which you bring it to its knees in front of you, and it's It's clearly on death's door.
These things are hardy. That's the end of my turn.
Can you guys explain to me what prone does? I mean, I know it's they're
They
obviously
have
stated.
half of their movement to get up, and if
You
you
get
attack,
advantage in melee, disadvantage for ranged.
correct. And if you attack them while they're on the ground prone, you get advantage in melee.
Okay. So I'm gonna maul the shit out of this one.
Well, harpies go first, actually.
Oh, okay.
Notice I filled in their initiative.
I don't know if he gets an attack of opportunity while it's getting up. He
No, it does
might.
not. No, it does not.
Okay.
100%.
In 3-5, you did.
Yes, you did. 100%.
There was a whole strategy in 3-5 about I'm going to trip this guy over and over and over and
Yeah.
just
Come
eat
on,
him up
man.
with attacks of opportunity.
There we go. The oops, not that one. The harpy stands up and attacks the wolf, and he rolls a 10. Does a 10 hit? Probably not. Looking right here, direwolf AC 14. No, so it does not hit. This one attacks the dwarf.
Oh shit.
What's that?
Apparently I'm rereading my things, and whenever I have advantage on attack roll, any creature I've taken a turn in combat yet, any hit I score is a critical hit automatically.
Well, you'll remember that next time, won't you?
Oh yes, I will. Whoops. My bad, boys.
You see this dwarf here. Come on, there we go. Fall unconscious. This is an easier way to do that. To the harpy attack. This harpy here, make an attack of opportunity, Crench.
Alrighty, and I still get advantage because I'm reckless this turn.
All right.
It's another 17 to hit.
Okay, roll damage.
How about another 18 damage?
So the wounded, grieving harpy, in desperation, gets up and tries to fly to safety, and Crench just cleaves it in half at the waist. 2 pieces, bloody stumps falling to the ground.
Why can't it be during my turn? But okay, go ahead.
That harpy drops the dwarf. Jeremy, make a either athletics, dexterity, or strength check, whichever is higher.
You said athletics.
Dex or strength, whichever yours is higher.
I know
Nice.
it's to say if I clicked the wrong thing, but do I get my proficiency or no?
Are you proficient in athletics?
Dex. Oh, athletics? No.
Yeah. Then no.
Yeah, my bad. So scratch that. That's actually a
19.
Yeah.
Okay. So the harpy next to you flails at you, trying to grab you, and you kind of dodge out of the way, able to avoid its attempts to grab you. Everybody make a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw.
Oof.
Ooh.
How the hell did I get a 16?
How did I get a 9?
I don't know. Gee, could there be any reason why you get advantage? Just take the 22.
Man, no shit.
So Lucious, what'd you get?
I got a 9.
Well, so okay, and Merrick. Oh my god. Oh my god. Merrick. Okay, so Merrick, Crench, and Lucious are all charmed by this harpy's a song as it begins to sing a beautiful melody. Song echoes throughout the woods and the mountains.
Oh, motherfucker.
And now it is Merrick's turn. So Merrick, you are charmed by the harpy. Let me make sure when you can make another throw. at the end of each of its turns. So while you're charmed, you must make 5 feet, walk 5 feet towards the creature that is charming you, which would be this harpy down here. So you go right there, and your turn is over. Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
There you go.
You snap out of it. Whoa. All right, that brings us to Lucious. Same thing.
As a point of information, am I standing on top of this poor dwarf?
You're standing over his bleeding corpse. Well, it's
Okay.
not. He's not dead yet, but you're standing over him. Yeah. Saving throw, please, Lucious.
13?
That will do it. You shake it off as well.
Cool.
All right, now it's the dwarves. Yeesh, these dwarves are rolling terribly for their death saving throws, let me tell you. Oh my god. I'm gonna get out of the way for a minute.
Is that guy like dead already?
No, he just failed his first death saving throw though.
Okay.
The one over by Jeremy has failed 2.
So he's dead.
No, 3 is dead.
Oh, okay.
And now it's the dwarves' turn. This one here run here and desperately tries to. And he does. So this one is stable.
He saved his friend.
Stabilized him anyway.
Oh. We're saving his friend, I guess. Trying to.
Oh, and this one actually failed a saving throw, so he moves that way. And now he has shaken it off, so he's fine. Now it's Amon's turn.
All right, I'm gonna attack this dude again.
Yeah, go ahead and roll to hit. Nine?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if there's a reason why I got advantage. I got nothing.
I don't think there would be. Okay, that does not hit. You find that log again and trip as you try to attack with your longsword.
Thought of.
Crunch.
Yeah, I guess I'm
you got it.
5 feet.
You are, and then making a saving throw.
Yikes! 10. Wisdom plus, though, is 2.
That'll do
12.
it. That's enough. That's enough. It's amazing that 3 of you failed in the first place, frankly.
And then succeeded. All 3 of us succeeded the next time around.
Now, did you rage or no? You haven't raged
I
yet, right?
did rage.
So does it end because you didn't attack and you didn't take damage?
Yes.
Okay, so the rage is over. Okay.
So 1 rage gone.
1 rage gone. And now you're probably enraged again because you lost your rage.
I'm mad, but I'm not raging this turn because that was the end of my turn. I get to make that throw, right?
Right.
So,
this
yeah,
harpy
I'm playing.
disengages up and then moves over here in it.
Which one?
This one. Disengaged, flew, and then went back down.
So if it disengaged, so that would have been its action.
Oh, you're correct. Yeah, she can't attack, so she just moves there. This one attacks. The other one on the other side. 6. Is that right? 16 to hit. Wolfric, I believe, does hit. You take 6, 7, 8 points of damage.
I do?
Yep.
So I currently have 37. So you said 8 points of damage?
That is correct. Jeremy, 16.
Oh, motherfucker.
16 and 15.
Both.
Okay. See here. Actually, let me do it another way. Easier for me. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 points of damage between the 2 of them. And this harpy begins to fly down. It is now 130 feet up. Nope, 110 feet up. That brings us to Merrick.
You there, Andrew?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
He's trying to decide what to do.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide if I want to go towards the Harpy that's trying to get away, or...
Well, if you move, you're going to have an attack of opportunity.
Unless you choose a disengage action.
But
In which case, you don't get to attack.
Yeah.
That is correct.
But I can attack. I can attack either one of these, right? I can attack.
Oh
this
yeah,
one
100%.
Sure.
or
Yeah.
this one.
Either one.
If one of them's about to die, I would recommend killing the one that's about to die, so you're no longer flanked.
Can you guys see that when I put the hit points or how many damage they've taken on there?
Uh-uh.
No.
Okay, if you click on them, I'm keeping track of the damage in the circles, but I'll have to.
see.
Do
I
you see
can't
it?
click on
No.
them.
When I click on myself, I do. Yes.
Oh,
don't see
yours.
that.
Yeah, I put your damage on there. I meant the bad guy damage.
No, I don't see that.
That might be a secret thing that you don't want us to know, though.
It is. I'm sure there's a way to do it, but for now it's fine.
Yeah, typically
neither one of them.
Typically, we don't get to know numbers. We just get to know general status.
Right.
They're
neither
looking
one
Like
of
you,
them.
you might say, "Oh man, that thing looks like it's really close to dead."
Right.
And we're like, "Oh, okay, that's good." Like
neither-
out of a
neither
pool
one
of
of those is
2,000
wounded,
HP, it has 200 left. Awesome.
Neither one of those harpies is wounded though.
Oh, okay.
This one's wounded, isn't it?
Yeah, this one got hit with his
This
first
one should be
return.
ripped up.
Oh, you're right. It is. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. That one did take a little damage. Yeah.
So I just like go to just jump on the back of this one. Totally.
The same one. Okay. Roll to
Yeah.
hit.
D20. Boom. 17.
That'll do it. Roll damage.
2d6.
2d6 plus 3.
So that would be a nice total of 11.
11. All right.
And it should go prone, right?
That has to make a strength check or fall prone. That is correct. It fails. You dive at it, grab it by the leg, shake it, and throw the harpy to the ground. And now it, Lucious. Freed from the harpy song.
Okay. One, two, three. I can go there. No problem, man. And that dwarf over there, does he look dead or bleeding?
He is bleeding. He is not dead. Well, the one closest to you, under Wolfric?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, bleeding but not dead.
How many death saves has he made?
I think he has failed 1.
I'll give him a healing word.
Okay, so that stabilizes him.
That will do more than stabilize him. Actually heal him. Like, he'll be able to get up and do stuff.
So does he have like 1 hit point basically?
No,
Well, you
I
roll
roll a
for it.
d4.
Oh, roll a d4. Okay.
And let's see. Plus my spellcasting modifier. Alright, so. Let's see here. Hey, he gets 6 hit points.
Okay, he rolls over and gets up next to Wolfric, or at least lays next to Wolfric.
And I'm gonna take the glaive and smack that harpy.
Is
That's,
that as a bonus action spell?
Yes,
Oh, great. Which harpy are you attacking? The one north?
this one.
Glaive away.
And it's prone right now, right?
I
It is
get
prone.
advantage because
Get
it's prone.
advantage. Yep, 100%. Thank you, Andrew, for reminding me.
Let's see. That's gonna be a 12, I think. Yeah.
Are you
12
proficient?
hits?
Nice.
Huh?
12 hits?
What were you saying, Jay?
Are you proficient with it?
Oh yeah, I'm proficient. So that'd be a
Yeah,
14 actually.
14. It hits either way.
Okay. So do I get to add my thing yet? Let me check something real quick. Sorry.
Yeah, you can channel divinity for necrotic damage. You keep forgetting to do that. I think it's 1d8 necrotic damage per charge of channel divinity, right?
Well, it's that. Okay, that's at 6th level that I get that other thing. Okay.
Yeah, I
Oh
think
wait,
you
no.
have 3 charges at this level, I believe? Or 2, maybe?
That's what I'm thinking of is Divine Strike at 8th level. Okay. I have 2 channels of channel divinity.
Is channeling it a bonus action though? Because in which case you wouldn't be able to do it. Because you already cast it.
Actually, I only have 1.
Only 1 charge?
Yeah, only
But
1
I'm pretty
charge.
sure it's a bonus action anyway, so I don't think you can do it because you cast the healing.
Let me see. I'm not sure. Channel divinity.
There's almost no such thing as a free action in this game, so I'm like 99% positive.
No such thing as a free lunch.
Alright. Well, in 3rd edition, there were such things as free action.
Sure.
And there still are, but it's something like drop your sword or yell out a warning, you know.
It's something that you judge would be reasonably easy to do
Correct.
in the process of attacking and all this other stuff.
So I don't think
Like
he's
yelling
gonna cast...
something out, you know? It's
Right,
like...
I don't think he's going to be able to cast a healing spell and channel divinity for extra damage in the same turn.
I don't see where it says, so we'll go with your ruling for now and figure it out later.
Okay, that's fair. I actually have the player's handbook up, so I'll look for it, and we'll know for next time regardless.
I mean, is it a spell that he has to cast, or is it just
it's an
part
ability.
of his attack?
It's part of his ability. In the meantime, roll damage though.
Kind of halfway between.
Okay.
Ah.
1 bump bump.
Wouldn't
3
have mattered
damage.
Anyway.
Womp, womp, womp.
Oh, okay. No, he hit already. No.
Yeah, I hit already.
And the
3
prone-
damage.
Yeah, so you got the damage for the prone, but you don't get any attack damage, right?
No, you don't get any bonus to your attack.
I think it's going to be in the domain, which is the DM guide, right? Which I actually have in front of me.
The DM guide.
Okay, so how much damage did you do to it?
I did 3.
3. Okay. You give
Let's
it
see.
kind of nick its arm with the glaive going by.
And
now
when
that
you
brings up-
wait, hold up, just a sec. When you hit a creature with a melee attack, you can use Channel Divinity to deal extra damage. So it's a modification to the attack.
Perfect. Okay, that's great. Do it if you want.
Okay.
We haven't moved on yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
You only have 1
Oh.
charge per short rest, though, right?
Yeah, that's fine. I want to finish this thing off though.
Alright.
If I can.
1d8, right?
No. This one's just 5 plus twice my cleric level.
Oh,
The other thing is I get at level 8, and I don't have to spend a Channel Divinity to do that one. I can do that one whenever I
so
want.
5 plus 9, it's 14 necrotic damage.
Well, let's see. I'm what
Fourth
level
level.
am I? Up 4.
Fourth
So it'd be 5 plus 8,
14, 13?
13.
13. All right. So
I did 16 damage total.
So Lucious runs over, waves his hand, and the dwarf is conscious and rolling around, and then reaches out and barely clips the harpy, and you see black necrotic energy coursing from him through the glaive and into the squealing harpy.
Oh, I lost audio for a second there, I think.
He drops to his knees, squealing in pain, but still alive.
Oh, the harpy's alive?
It is.
Fuck that thing, man.
Yeah, right?
Hardy.
That brings up the dwarves.
Mm. I swear to God, if he dies, I'm gonna be pissed.
Oh, that one's stable because his buddy stabilized him. This one is stable. So this one gets up, grabs his hammer off the floor, and flails away at the one next to him. He actually connects. And does 2 points of damage. This one.
Woo!
Hey, you know, that might be a factor later. You know, Toll the Dead and all that.
I can toll the dead on it, yeah, it's true.
That extra damage.
This one... Oh, he shook his head out of it. He hits for a 1 point of damage.
That's another one I can toll the dead on.
Yes, we want to be about here. And now it's... Oh, this guy... no, it's the dwarves. Never mind. Aemon, your turn.
Alright, I'm gonna attack him.
Oh, I lied. Which one hit you again? It was the one on the other side, right?
That one.
You need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Why?
Don't worry about it. Just make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh! There's what we expect from Amon.
Anger
Not cool, Brian.
surges up inside you, and you cannot resist flailing wildly at the harpy that hit you. You must make a melee attack against the harpy that wounded you.
Bullshit.
That might turn out to be a good thing. We'll see.
No, it's not, because I might have been able to kill that one this turn
Sure.
instead of having go 2-on-1.
But you got somebody else that's coming up right behind you that might be able to kill the other one.
Yeah, but I think with him going that way, he destabilized that dude, which I think is probably.
I was talking about
somebody-
me, but go ahead.
Oh yeah, that works too.
Is that dwarf's not going to do anything? You see that huge orc with the axe? That's the one I'm talking about.
Oh,
Well, there you go.
Alrighty.
Squealing in rage, bloodshot eyes, Aemon doesn't seem right as his normal, typical log-like self stabs the harpy for 10 points of damage in the shoulder.
And I'll disengage and go here.
You will know nothing of the sort.
Yes, I
You
will.
will stay right where you are. And now it is Crench's turn.
I'm moving here. I'm oof, do I want to rage?
Yeah, you do.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Might be better. It might be better if I don't. There's a chance. There's a chance. There's a 10% chance that'll be better if I don't rage. So I'm gonna take it. I'm just going to attack recklessly.
All right. Does that give you advantage?
No. Well, yeah, the reckless
Reckless,
does, yes.
Well, you already have advantage.
Oh,
so
you're right. Never mind. I don't want to attack recklessly then.
Right. That's what I was asking.
But still, it's a 16 to hit.
That does hit.
Okay. So a whopping 8 damage.
Come in to back up Aemon and get a nice little flesh wound on one of the arms of the creature.
And now, as a bonus action, I will rage.
All right. Now it is stop.
Harpies.
Oh wait, you didn't rage because you were afraid you wouldn't hit it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Do you really want me to explain it?
Later.
Yeah.
Jeremy, make a acrobatics check again. This harpy grabs you with its claws, holds you, and begins flying up. You're now 20 feet up in the air.
Off of a 16?
Wow.
He must have rolled like a 17.
He actually rolled a 9. He actually rolled a 9.
Alright.
Damn.
This harpy, reeling in rage and desperation, begins singing. Everybody make a wisdom save.
Singing.
Yeah, fuck you.
Hey,
I'm going
there
nowhere.
we go. Get out of here. 20.
That'll do it. Jeremy, you too, even though you're on a little trip. Actually, you know what,
He's
Jeremy?
already charmed.
I'm gonna consider you immune to this effect.
Well, I beat it anyway, so I want my damn throw.
And the dwarves. Let's see. This one went. This one went. This one would be 40 feet off the ground now. This one here makes a disengage action and begins flying away.
Now, will disengage prevent one attack of opportunity or multiple?
It's a good question.
Because I could make an attack of opportunity.
We'll go ahead and say you can. For just we'll check on it later. I'm not going to hold it. For
Okay.
But, yeah. I actually don't know the answer to that question. Okay, well that hits.
How about that natural 20?
All right, so that's 14 damage.
As it starts to fly away, you lop off a leg. Creature falls to the ground. And the other one attacks Wolfric.
No longer at advantage, too.
No
Haha.
longer at advantage, but it does crit.
Of
course it does.
Bad.
Do I roll something?
Oh, actually, I just realized I've been playing them wrong until this moment, so it's actually going to get a little harder because they have multi-attack, and I haven't been multi-attacking.
Oh, joy. Thanks.
I know, right? 9 points of damage from the claws. The club misses. This one sang, so that's the Harpy's turn.
So
Eamon,
9 points of damage to me.
9 points of damage to you, correct?
Okay.
Eamon, you are up.
No, it'll be Merrick.
Did I skip somebody?
Yeah, if the Harpies just went.
Oh, you're right. My bad. I was looking at dwarves. Merrick, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So this one's gone. And this one's still in the air. It's just come off the tree.
Yeah, he's 40 feet off the ground now, and he's starting to fly down.
Okay. And as a wolf, do I have any ability to get up the embankment any faster or do anything like that?
No, you have probably faster movement speed, so in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have a movement speed of 50 feet, so you will get up there faster just because you are faster.
Right, but this takes 2 spaces per thing. Is that because I'm
basically right? Yeah.
Right.
Unless you can jump that far.
It doesn't say anything about jumping.
I mean, I would rule you could jump it. Or you could, let me rephrase. You could try to jump it.
Every DM's favorite line. Certainly try.
I'm gonna go ahead and just rip the shit out of Harpy that's closest to me.
All right, roll to hit.
Oh my god.
Well, that does not hit. All right.
Even with this deck, yeah. And then I get an attack. I get an attack advantage too, though, since he's here.
Who?
So does that actually go up to enough?
So if he is here and he's there, is that flanked?
Oh, you would get advantage because yes, he's
Yeah,
being.
roll again.
Are we counting that as flanking, or would the dwarf have to be in this square right here to be flanking? Like, do they have to be like 180
If I
exactly?
remember correctly, Brian, you did describe it as long as the line from...
Right. I think within the spirit of the rule, basically the spirit of the rules, if the thing's trying to fight on 2 sides, that's the whole point. Is it's having to turn both ways. So I would rule in this case having to go both ways, right?
Okay.
So you can roll one more d20.
One more d20.
Let's see if you
and
get higher
roll
than
higher
a 1.
than a 1.
And do I get do I get an advantage here though too because of I'm within 5 feet of Lucious?
No, he doesn't help.
Oh,
you.
for the pack animal thing.
Yes.
That's what you're asking about.
Oh.
Well, you get advantage anyway, and you don't get double advantage. So you only
Okay.
you only can only get advantage once.
I rolled a 9, so that'd be
Isn't that like
14.
+5?
That'll hit.
Yeah.
That'll hit.
Okay, so 2 d6s.
The creature fails its strength save again and is now prone.
And I rolled an 11.
All right.
Plus 3.
Harpies aren't particularly strong.
So 14.
All right. It howls in pain as you grab it and fling it to the ground and start.
Horrible garble.
That brings up Lucious.
Well, I can move though too, right?
Oh, you can. Mhm.
So
If you
I can
actually,
move
no.
out.
Being
I'm gonna say
prone,
a prone creature
okay.
can't have an attack of opportunity. That's what I was just thinking. So yeah, you can move.
So I do like an awesome like flip move thing and end up on this side of the Harpy.
Sure.
Okay.
That brings up Lucius.
Let's see. 60 feet. That's pretty decent.
Keep in mind, this one is 20 feet up in the air.
Right.
Somebody shoot it so I don't go higher.
10, 20.
I'd like to see you dead.
I'm looking
Kenny.
around
40,
for an archer,
50.
failing to see anyone who's an archer.
PC group's glaring weakness begins to rear its ugly head.
I'm gonna move.
We have an archer. The problem is he's being carried up into the air right now.
I'm gonna move right here.
Okay.
I am going to cast Healing Word at this guy.
Okay.
That is
So
a bonus action.
that is a bonus action.
So he heals X number of hit points.
He heals 4 hit points.
Beautiful.
And then I am going to cast Chill Touch, which is a cantrip, onto this Harpy.
Okay.
Chill Touch has a 120-foot range, so I am for
That's
sure
good.
in range.
So do you have to make a range touch attack or spell
I
attack?
do.
Spell attack.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
So that's like proficiency plus your spellcasting modifier, right?
Right, so
Yeah, I just want to make sure I'm
that's-
remembering the mechanics proper.
That's a 15.
15. That'll hit.
Okay. And I gotta see how much damage it does. Just a second. That is 1d8.
Okay.
And it also, if it tried to heal itself, it wouldn't work. But it's not going to, I imagine. Three. Does it have to make some kind of check? to
Yeah,
see if it-
we're getting there. So, Lucious steps forward. Is it icy? Is it cold damage? Is that what it is?
No, it's necrotic damage.
Necrotic?
It's like this black hand is gonna like shoot out and like grab the thing in the throat and just squeeze or something like that.
He begins speaking mumbo jumbo and waving his hand. And a black hand appears as if from nowhere and it grabs the ankle of the Harpy, and you see bluish black necrotic energy shoot through the leg. It squeals in pain. Jeremy, make a opposed acrobatics check, dexterity or strength, whichever. So dexterity for you, with advantage.
I said my bad. So technically, it would be the first one to 15.
15. That fails. He manages to hold on
Well,
to.
is that right? No, because I don't have proficiency. Never mind.
Don't have proficiency. Hold on to you despite the damage it took.
That thing must be rolling hella well.
It did. It did roll a 17. It rolled a 19 and a 16.
Oof. Oh, and it had advantage?
No, Jeremy had advantage.
Right, okay. But it rolled a 19.
It rolled
Okay,
a
I
16.
gotcha.
It rolled a
I
16.
gotcha.
The last time to get him in the first place, it rolled a 19.
Oh, but it rolled a 16 this time? But
Correct.
its modifier bumped it up.
No, 16 is even. He rolled a 15.
Oh, he rolled a 15, not a 17. My bad.
Yep.
So
The 17 would die.
Dwarf's turn.
Dwarf's turn. This dwarf stands up. This dwarf stops, seeing his buddy stand up, and runs over here to attack this one. He does hit. He does 5 big points of damage. This dwarf is stable. He doesn't need to do anything. This dwarf these two both attack. See, hit, for a big 4 points of damage combined. And now it is Aemon's turn.
I attacked the one flying with me.
And you will be allowed to do that in this specific instance. Go ahead and attack him. That will hit. 8 points of damage.
Now, would you say that I technically would have advantage on this?
I would not, no.
No.
I would say maybe you have advantage and disadvantage because you're kind of being held and it's
But
not
then I
really-
would get sneak attack, right?
You would not because they cancel each other out.
Oh.
Good try, though. You stab it solidly right in the abdomen. The creature howls and hisses at you. And now it's Crinch's turn.
Does he get
No.
to make a dexterity check to
Yeah.
try and get out of it?
Oh, you're right. You're right.
I was like,
Yep. Go ahead and make a opposed check with advantage again.
Big money, no whammy. That's
There
pretty
you
big
go.
money.
You manage to squirm out of it and fall 20 feet to the ground. Make a dexterity saving throw.
this is the part I was afraid of.
Come on,
The 2D
you're
then
good at
damage you're
this.
about to suck.
No.
Yeah.
For 9 points of falling damage as you slam into the face of the hill.
Hey, that could have been a lot worse.
Uh,
That could have been 20 damage.
Tell me
Dude.
that!
I'm like the only one that's taking damage, dude.
Well, you also ran into the middle of them. It's your own fault.
He's got an intelligence of 7. It's not his fault. All right. So
that brings up Crunch.
Yeah. So I'll just sidestep to here, and I'll attack this one, and I'm gonna put my weight behind this one.
All right.
Yeah, 8 to hit.
You only have a +1? Oh, because you have a -5.
Yeah, if I put my weight behind it.
Oh, yep, that does not hit, unfortunately.
All right, and that will end my turn.
It is the Harpy's turn. This Harpy flies away.
Which one?
The one that was over here that Jeremy really jacked up.
That one's prone.
Yeah, let's attack there. Critical hit. So this guy is
Dead or bleeding out?
bleeding out. This one turns to attack Crench. 21 hits, I assume.
Yep.
For 8 points of damage.
What type of damage?
Well, it's going to be slashing or piercing, so you're going to have
So
resistance.
4 damage.
And then it attacks a second time for 15.
15 does not hit.
Okay, so that one doesn't hit. Very good. This one is going to attack Wolfric. That doesn't hit. Does a 14 hit?
No, my AC is 14.
It's 14, so it does hit. Does 5 points of damage. And now it is Merrick's turn.
And this guy's still prone. He didn't try to get up.
Oh no, he got up. No, he definitely
Okay.
got up because he had to get up to attack.
And how high in the air is this guy here?
Oh, he'd be right at 5 feet in the air, right off the ground, kind of
So I
hovering.
can get to it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because he just dropped this dwarf here. I mean, you can literally just do this if you want to.
Yeah, I'm just trying to decide if I want to finish this dude off or
Finish him.
So I go ahead and just hit this guy that's already in front of me.
All right, go ahead and attack.
Does he get advantage for that?
No. Oh wait, did Lucious make a melee attack on him? He did not because he cast the spell. So no.
No, but I get advantage
I mean,
for Crunch.
he's in my range, though.
Well,
he's not engaged in
you're
melee
right.
with
You
you.
get pack tactics.
But you do have pack tactics. That would give you the advantage. Yes.
Yeah, so
So roll another d20 just in case you get a critical.
18.
Close. Does hit though for sure.
2D.
Fails the strength check again.
Wolf
Lay
is just
down, bitch.
knocking people over.
So that's 7.
All right. Wolfric goes in there and starts grabbing a limb again and shaking it from side to side, slamming it on the ground. Creature's clamoring to get away.
So as a bear, he had 2 attacks, but as a direwolf, he only has 1?
That's correct.
Okay.
The direwolf,
Interesting.
he has 1, but he has a higher speed, some better stats. He has
Sure.
some tracking abilities, the knockdown prone thing.
That much I figured.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have changed into it if it was weaker.
Right. It's just different. It's just strength and different.
It's
In raw combat ability, the bear is strong.
Yeah.
But if you guys
Yeah,
wanted to
just
track
damage
something,
output, yeah.
if you guys wanted to track something though,
Which we might after this.
the direwolf is not.
Well,
a bad
and
thing.
the direwolf provides utility because you yank things prone and give your buddies advantage.
All right, that brings us to Lucious.
I see that harpy go prone. I go, haha, and I roll 2 attacks. I don't take that one.
That one does not hit.
That's plus 4 is a
Four.
12.
That'll hit.
All right. Uh, 8 damage.
Oops, one more. Caster math is bad. You give it a grievous wound on its chest as it's lying on the floor. It's crawling in a pool of its own blood, but it is still crawling.
Okay, and do I have anything I want to do for a bonus action? I do. I want to summon a spiritual weapon right behind this one.
All right.
And that'll be one of my 2nd level spells today, I think. Let me see.
What's the weapon look like?
The weapon... let's go with it. Let me see. Where'd you put it? Yeah. It looks like a kind of just like a dark purple spectral scythe thing, and it's gonna try to cut into her.
Now you can move it wherever you want, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that's where I want it though. So we're gonna. That is a 16 to hit.
That will hit. Roll damage.
Let me see how much damage this thing does. Give me just a second.
1 or 2d8?
It does 1d8 plus my spellcasting ability modifier, so it's going to be 1d8 plus 4. Or plus 5. Because
All right.
my spellcasting ability is modifier, it's 8. It goes to 13, so it's 5.
So how much?
It's 7. 7 damage.
All right. It's the first time you guys have wounded that one.
Well, I've been a little busy killing all the other ones, Goose.
That's
Or
true.
hurting them to the point where they feel the need to run away.
I should have brought that spiritual weapon out sooner, but I guess the last 2 times I healed people, so...
All right. So that brings us to the dwarves, right?
Nope.
All right. So this guy. Oh, he's stable. He's not. He needs to make a death saving throw. He passes. Good for him. This dwarf runs over to Eamon. Oh no, he's stabilized. He's you healing him.
He's up.
He's up.
I healing
Runs
worded
over
him.
to Eamon and says, "Are you okay, friend?" As he sees you crash through the shrubs and land face first in the side of a hill. This one attacks.
I'm fine.
It does not hit. I'm super sweet.
Doing good.
No problem.
Doing good.
Don't forget about the lingering injuries table too, by the way, when you guys get to 0. I know I forgot before, but I didn't forget. Alright, that brings... Oh, the other one has to attack. I'm sorry. Forgot about that one. That will hit. Does 2 points of damage. And slays the creature.
Nice.
Oh, so I must have had that thing on death's door, huh?
You did. You had it. You
What
had
is
it 2
up
hit
with
points away.
NPCs getting kills on these things? That happened a lot in the second battle with the caravan and the
Oh, yeah,
beast
yeah.
that came out of the
things?
ground. Yeah.
That brings us to Eamon.
Could I, in theory, hit that with my bow?
It would be at this point. Let's see. Would have one more round, so 80 feet away, about 100 feet away. But yeah, 80 feet. So you could.
I drop my sword, pull out my my bow, and I'll attack.
Is this the first time we're seeing him use a bow?
Uh,
Well, that'd be a question for Emin. Yeah.
I thought you
No. Yeah, I did use it the first session.
Okay.
For some reason, you find yourself unable to put the sword down. You just don't want to drop it.
Son of a bitch!
It's so great.
You could sheath it.
No, it's not working. Okay. All right, I'm gonna run over here, and I'm gonna kill that fucker.
All right.
Somebody's dying.
Wait, so the sword is saying,
it's a
don't
curse.
drop me?
No, the sword is saying nothing to him. He just finds himself unable to put the sword down.
Oh my god.
It's a cursed weapon.
Yeah. I kill that thing because I do get an advantage because
And you get sneak attack with advantage.
I do. I'm just
Okay.
I can never remember where it's at. There it is.
Okay, so 9 plus 4 is 13. Brings it to 30. Yeah, that'll
It's
do
dead. It's dead.
it is dead. It is dead, actually, yeah. That brings us to Crench.
So this is the only one that's alive that I can see.
Correct.
And how far up off the ground is it?
Like 5 feet hovering. It's basically hovering. It's melee range.
Okay.
You could run over there. Yeah.
Swat it out of the air.
Yeah, pretty close.
All right. Go in here, and I will recklessly attack, and I'll put my weight behind it again.
Go for it.
Hey, there you go.
15 to hit.
That'll do it.
For 27 damage.
You go up there and you just like take a hunk out of it. It's got this massive wound in its abdomen, bleeding. It begins to fall from the sky. It's trying hard to stay afloat, but he's in such grievous pain as he falls to the ground and begins crawling around on the ground. And now it is the Harpy's turn. The Harpy is going to take a disengage action and begin to flee.
Whoa! What is its speed? 2.
8. Merrick?
All right, so I can do 50 feet, and each one of these is 5.
Mm-hmm.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So
Diagonal counts as 1. Diagonal counts as
Yeah.
1.
So I can go that way.
There you go. There's your advantage to the wolf as the bear, by the way.
Nice.
Go ahead and roll.
Is it? How high is it?
She's just booking it out.
And so I just, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, if I should attack it or if I should try to switch. Okay, so D20.
You can attack it as a wolf.
Ugh.
That's probably not high enough. What does that give you? Like a 10, maybe? Not even.
Give me an
8. No, 8 does not. 9 does not hit.
Yeah.
All right, Lucius.
Okay. So there's 2 harpies fleeing.
One, yeah, the one over by Jeremy, I deleted off. Functionally gone.
How far away did it go though?
It was
Did it make
80
it 120 feet?
It would have been 80 feet. Has it moved since then? Hold on, where's Jeremy's turn? It would have moved before your turn, so it would be 120 feet away on the other side of the hill and through the forest. Probably not even visible from where you're at.
Ah. If it was visible, I could chill touch it because it would be in range. But
I'm gonna say on the other side of that little hill in the forest, it's probably not visible.
okay. Well, then the one that that Merrick's chasing, I'm gonna chill touch at that one.
All right.
That's like an 11.
That hits.
Okay.
Wow.
$12 damage.
That's cold, right?
That's a necrotic damage.
There you go. That finishes it off. The dwarves run over to their fallen compatriots.
I'll go over to them and I'll spare the dying on them.
All right. So you slay most of the harpies, drive the rest off, and the dwarves are, of course, happy that you stumbled upon them.
I don't think any of the dwarves died.
They did not. You guys managed to keep them up. And that is where we'll call it.
Awesome.
Perfect timing.
I hate you, Brian.
Now, to be fair, I decided that that's what it was going to be long before you guys brought it up.
Uh-huh.
That's so great.
You saw the 7 intelligence rogue, him being the only one in the party who uses swords.
And the worst part is when Brian was like, "Do you attune to it or do you, study it?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
I have a 7 intelligence. I would adhere to it.
I feel like this was a
7
custom
intelligence,
trap just made for you.
impatient. Ooh, shiny, shiny. I want it now.
Ooh.
All right.
Hilarious.
Awesome session, boys. We got a lot
That
done.
was good.
Yeah.
I'll do a write up for like 2 weeks combined because I
There
missed
you
last week.
go.
Nice.
All right.
And that'll help because you've got to be my my guest on Rewind this week.
Oh, making me do all the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the stuff.
You got a busy week coming up.
That's punishment for missing last week, you know.
I guess. I guess.
So for Brennan, are you handling the level ups and the pathing and everything, and then I'm just controlling him in battle?
Probably. I haven't really decided yet. I might take
Okay.
him in battle too, but I have not 100% decided.
Okay. Will you at least keep me updated as to what his level is?
Yes.
Okay. What level is he right now?
He is first level.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you got jabroni.
Does he get the same amount of XP that we do?
Well, if he is in all the encounters as you go, he will get the same amount of experience as you. So he will actually level up faster and slowly start to catch you guys.
Yeah, but only if he's participating, yeah.
Correct. If he's not in all of the encounters, I will still award him experience. Because he's still going out there with you guys, he's still training, he's still having some of that, but it's not going to be the full amount.
Right. Well, if we get him a crossbow or something with a good range, we can have him attacking, even if it's at like a disadvantage range, just to, keep him safe. But
How many hit points were you at, Jeremy, by the way?
7.
Nice.
oof.
Yeah, it was like
It's
if
a
they
good thing.
attacked me again, I would have been hurt.
It's a good thing I kept forgetting the Harpies had multi-attack. Otherwise, they might bullied you down.
Well, I was making sure to hold on to a first level too, in case he needed a healing word to get back up to his feet. So.
All right. Is today our 5th session? Is that right?
Yep.
I think so.
1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4.
Episode number 5.
So, base XP 800.
So add 800 to our XP, right?
Nice.
Right, that should not be enough to level you up, I don't think.
Not even close.
No.
What's the XP to 5th level?
Give me a second.
6,500.
2,500. Okay.
That's going to
So-
be a few sessions before.
So we've
we
got
get there.
3,000 left
Yeah,
still.
fourth is kind of like the official graduation from like the jabronis of adventurers to getting to halfway decent.
I think level 5 is where you start to get really powerful for some classes.
Right.
Level 5 for me is going to be like night and day between level 4 and level 5.
Where did my notes go?
I'm really looking forward to level 8, and when I can just add a D8 every time I hit something.
That'll be nice.
And I have everybody take 50 bonus XP except for Merrick, who takes 100 because the basket of muffins really was good.
Thank you.
If you want to talk about something that the DM didn't plan for,
Yeah, that
it was
just...
bringing a basket of muffin.
So.
gotta
What I'm
give you
saying
credit, man.
is,
That was
nowhere in my
great.
notes does it say if PCs bring a basket of muffins, this happens.
So we get 850, and Merrick gets 900.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. I seriously was like, how am I gonna get us out of this? And I was like, basket of muffins is the way to go.
What did I get? What did we all get 50 for?
I have it written down here, but I put already. I wrote something down for each of you guys.
We like to know these things.
I know it's buried in my notes here somewhere.
That's okay.
I got 100 last week, I think, or I got like 150 last week. I don't remember what I did, but
Okay, for Crench, I had asking Brennan if about the guy whose name I'm forgetting, Alistair.
Yeah. Okay.
Basically, what I write down for is if you guys like, because what I'm planning is I try to think of what you guys will do to have something planned out for it. So if you think of something, like a basket of muffins that I really don't think of, and it's clever and effective, or something that stands out to me role playing wise. That's. Although to be fair, I should deduct Andrew experience for turning into a wolf without letting me know, because then I had to come up with it.
No, that should be bonus points because you clearly did not expect it
I
at all.
Did not expect it. Using the coin for the sealing wax, Grendel was good. And,
okay.
Jeremy does continue to play stupidly. I mean, you have to get your points for playing in
I
character.
try to play in character no matter what I do.
Pretty great.
Now, to be fair, if you run into combat like that, you're going to get some big hits off. There's no two ways about it. It's just a question of if you get gang beaten up on the other side.
I was gonna say if you get dead on the other side of it, yeah.
Risk rewards.
But I mean, there's a fine line between like intelligence and wisdom, right? Like wisdom, you could argue that wisdom, which I don't think you're particularly high wisdom either, but you're not low wisdom.
No wisdom. I'm actually a little bit high. 12.
Right. So you could think of wisdom as like street smarts or intuition, and that can influence your intuition in combat, right?
Right.
So I mean, there is a kind of a fine distinction between.
Well, that's why it's like, okay, like, do I study the sword or do I tune to it? I'm a fucking idiot, so I'm gonna tune to it.
Well, right. Like,
That makes sense.
like wisdom is experience, intelligence is
Intuition.
Yeah.
Right. So like he might be like, yeah, sure, whatever, fuck it, and just go ham on the lich and get deleted. But in a fight he's done before, he'll be like, oh yeah, maybe I shouldn't do that because I've done this before.
But on the off chance he gets resurrected and has another opportunity to face the lich, he's going to be like, nope, I remember what happened the first time, and that shit's not happening again.
All right, boys. I gotta go to bed.
Yeah,
I'm
buddy.
starting to do stupid hours at work again this week.
Have fun.
No, I don't want to have fun with it. I just don't want to do it.
I'll,
The worst part is I'm gonna spend stupid hours. Like, I think Thursday and Friday I'm gonna be working close to 18. No, that's not right.
All right, well, I'm going to close out the stream for everybody so that we can get on to the next episode in case you're watching this on YouTube or what else you may have. But thanks, everyone, for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Remember to tune in for ReGen D&D every Thursday, 6 to 10 p.m., give or take 5 or 10 minutes here or there. We're all busy people with busy lives, but we'll be on right around that same time every Tuesday night. And then one other night of week, we'll be doing the ReGen D&D Rewind, where we talk about this episode, what our characters are doing, reactions in general. And this week, it'll be the two of us that are on screen right now, me and Grendel, a.k.a. Lucious. And we'll probably be playing either more StarCraft or maybe Warhammer. I don't know, we'll figure it out. But either way, thanks everybody for watching. Stay tuned for more content. Check out the YouTube channel where we've got all the backlog of episodes. Sorry for that hiccup with the stream earlier. So this episode will be in 2 pieces, but I'll make sure to have the link right up on it when you move on to the next one. And until then, see you guys later. Have a good night.